Come on. There we go. Welcome to Guerrilla Radio number 219. We already have one of our guests. Came in a little early.
Yeah.
Mike and Bill are trying to figure out the audio situation. So I cannot hear you, Mike. Let's see. But I have Angel Escobedo here. Welcome to the show. This is our 219 celebrating the region. There. Now we can hear you. I can hear you now, Mike. So hopefully he can hear us. So we're going to celebrate the region and everything going on with the region. So I know a lot of people are pretty excited about this show. And we'll see how this goes. Mike's having some technical difficulties. We did it last night and had no issues. So we hopefully they can figure out the volume buttons on everything, because we don't have Rex, our guy there, to help out. So we'll get right into it with Bill. How's it going?
Great. Happy to be on the show. 219 representing. Should be a good show. I saw the lineup. It's some great guys on this call.
7 NCAA titles. You have one of them.
I have one of them. Yeah.
25,
I wish I had more.
Yes. 25 NCAA All-Americans, 38 state champs. I think I do have the spreadsheet because I did up there. Total records were 2,440 and 80 career records.
Wow. So, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good lineup. So 2,400 wrestlers. So first off, tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. Obviously, most of us do know what you're doing, but those that do not. What are you up to these days?
Yeah, so I'm the head wrestling coach at Indiana University, helping build the program back. Want to build a championship program. So been there doing that, and coaching. Being the head coach is awesome. I love it. Helping produce Indiana greats, and I want to continue to do that and get more Indiana guys to stay in state and put IU on the map. So that's what I've been up to these past 8 years. This is my 8th season, and just continuing to build.
It's nice. It's always getting Indiana kids. I know you guys bringing in some pretty good guys. Chutley, Gibbs.
Yeah.
I know there's some others I'm missing. So since we are doing the 219 show, what's the region? The coolest thing that so many people have so much pride in the region. People from the region. Sure. I think I counted like 35 screen names that have region in them. So what makes the region special in your mind?
Yeah, I think it's the pride. I mean, it's we're just so prideful in the region, who we are. We always consider ourselves the best, and I think as far as wrestling, you could say we're one of the best in the state and in the country. Also the people, the food, the environment. I just love the toughness of the region, just how tough people are. It's not an easy place to grow up. I mean, it's cold, but at the same time, people are just proud to be there. They're proud to be from there. We're always repping 219, the region. It's crazy that you don't even say what city you're from or what town. You just say 219. And that's kind of the proud of the area. It's like we're all blended together.
Yeah, that's what's so cool is you guys will bicker and stuff with each other, but then if someone tries to say anything bad about the region, everyone just comes at. I mean, it's a team effort there.
Yeah. You can't say anything bad about the region because we're coming for you.
Yeah. So, what? Who did you look up to from the region when you were growing up, and kind of anyone you idolize?
Yeah, I mean, there were so many great wrestlers coming up around my time, just before I was. You had the Maldonados. They kind of set the stage. You had Billy, you had David. Then obviously my cousins with Daniel Bedoy, Michael Escobedo, Renee Hernandez. They obviously were older. They kind of, set that path for me and my cousins. So that was really cool. And then, the Portage had a lot of amazing teams. You had Leroy Vega out of Portage, and then he went on to Minnesota. They were constantly in the hunt for team state championships, and then they also had state champs all the time. So there was just a lot of guys. I grew up in an era where there was hammer after hammer up in the region. So it was pretty incredible. But at the end of the day, I'll say I got to give it to my family, and my older cousins on the path that they set for us. My cousin Renee was the first one, and the rest of us followed.
Yeah, that's the Escobedo legacy. Very similar to guys coming on after you, the Maldonados.
The Maldonados, yeah.
That's one thing that we could just do Escobedos and Maldonados and fill this show up with quite a few state titles and placements and everything, and not even get to a Tsirtsis or a Mendez or any those guys like that. So, okay, so you said the food.
Yeah.
What's a good pizza or like food spot? You gotta. Mike almost lost his raging card when we ranked the top 5 pizza places. So what's your place?
So I like I'm gonna name 3. So I like Aurelio's. I like House of Pizza. I also like Lango's. Those are kind of the 3, just off the top of my head. And then on top of the food from the pizza, I'm a big I love Mexican food. Love it. So every time I go home, I need to get Mexican food from the region. I think it's by far the best.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's different.
And so I if you go up to the region, go get Mexican food. You have to. There's a lot of different places in different towns that you got to go to, but you have to.
Yeah. No, that is we get that always whenever we're over in the area. My wife's from that area, so we always get Mexican. That's definitely on the docket whenever we go there for a weekend. So the other question, the biggest question: Cubs or Sox fan?
I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Cubs fan.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a Cubby. So I'm a Cubs fan. My grandpa used to watch the Cubs, WGN, and I would just sit there and watch it with him. And so I'm a Cubs fan.
One for the good guys. I know some of these guys are Sox fans, so
I know everybody's like, "How are you a Sox fan? You're from the region, Gary. You're closer to South Side." But it's like I watched the Cubs growing up. WGN. We got that channel, and I'm like, I just watched the Cubs.
It was always on Harry Carey.
The White Sox weren't on there that much.
Nice, good. So we got one for the good guys. I'm gonna keep a tally. So we're up to 1-0. We're starting off on a good note. We were actually just at Wrigley this past yesterday.
Okay.
So if you're at a Cubs game, somebody might be on a video board.
All right.
Look for that. So any other thing? Any rivalries you remember, whether it's from the region or from out the state that kind of just you remember that were some of the ones that made you got you amped up for those rivalries?
Yeah, there was, so growing up, I would say I was maybe in 7th grade or 6th grade, and this is when I can kind of really remember wrestling. One of the big matchups, because we're talking about the Maldonado family, it was Bobby Joe Maldonado versus my cousin Renee. So it was like the Escobedos versus the Maldonados, like finally gonna happen. The families are gonna wrestle, and that was the match that happened. And they wrestled throughout the whole year. They had a great weight class. I think it was like Alex Ramos, he was from Hobart. Then you obviously have Bobby Joe and then my cousin Renee. Mm-hmm. And they wrestled throughout the whole year, just being from the region, wrestle almost every other weekend. Those matches were some of the best matches that I've ever seen. The crowd was crazy. You were split. There he is. Look at Bobby Joe. There's Bobby Joe in the background. It was crazy. My family, the Maldonado family, we're all just cheering, for our guys. Yeah, it was just, I think that was like some of the best times, in wrestling for me.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I appreciate you getting on here. Do you have any questions for Billy Maldonado? Kind of, if you have a question that you want him to answer about the region. So
the region. I wonder what. So one of the questions that I saw, something I remember so vividly from the region, I'll put two things on there. Maryville semi-state in the small gym, the lights, like all of that prepared you for state. Because like I remember as a kid watching, you know, Billy, David, all those like in Maryville with the spotlight, they announce your name. Like I used to think that was like the biggest tournament in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And then the other thing I don't know if Billy, if you had it, but the Portage open room, when you would go in there, we would go at like every Wednesday. It was Portage open room, and you would just have the best guys. You just get in there and you just wrestle live.
Pendoski would run that. Pendoski would run that.
Yep. I mean, super. You know, Pendoski was no slouch. You just run a hard ass practice. You just wrestled live for forever. It felt like. Well, I swear we wrestled for like 2 hours straight.
Oh yeah, we had to pay $1, but we would never pay.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, you owe me $1. He's like, you know, for us to be Chicago, we ain't paying.
Yeah, we're not paying. We'll get you back. We'll get you back. We probably owe him about $100.
Send him a check now.
I remember Angel, Michael, all those guys coming to my garage and working out, and Dave and I would just put them through drills, and your Uncle Ricky and all those guys would just like give us $20 and be like, hey, work them out, make them sweat, and you know, so we had some great battles in there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was the good old times. Those are some great times.
Yes, so I appreciate it. We're going to talk with Billy. We've got Jason already waiting. We're keeping him waiting.
You're good.
He's out. He's lifting some weights. So
had to find a quiet spot. Chaos.
Thank you for joining us, Angel.
And thank you guys.
Any Purdue? I said since Vega's coming on, you going to talk any trash about Purdue? What do you predict the score to be? The duel.
I don't know. Who's your victory? That's what I predict.
That's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Talking to everybody else. So yeah.
All righty.
Billy Maldonado. You're the only one on this list that I really have never met. You graduated the same year. I remember hearing your name at state. What are you up to these days?
Well, I'm actually coaching
not in Indiana, from what I
I'm coaching here in Atlanta, Georgia, at a private school here in Atlanta. So been doing that for 15 years now at the same school. So we just doing that here and raising my 2 daughters with my wife here in Atlanta.
Nice. What's you got some good region memories? What's kind of some of the rivalries you had and everything?
Well, I think the big thing was what Angel said was that Maryville semi-state was electric. I remember qualifying for state, and then I was a junior, and then one of my friends, Jose Mercado Coqui, qualified at the same time, and I just could not. I had to go give him a hug. Just it was so electric in that gym. It was you get that ticket round, and you know then you clear the mats and you clear the gym, and then there's 2 mats, and it was. I think that's the big memory
that
of
spotlight. The spotlight.
Yeah, that spotlight. And then the flag would come down during the national anthem. I mean, all that stuff was. I mean, the fire marshal definitely was not working that day. Well, that's way too many people.
That's region. You know, he was paid off by somebody at Maryville.
Yeah, right? He was eating lunch all day. So that was very off. That was awesome.
I love to hear the stories of like you'd go up to you get up to go wrestle and then you come back and some mom's sitting there and you can't get your seat back.
No, there's nowhere to sit. I can't. I went to the gym the other day. I was visiting my brother and I was like, how did we fit in this gym? It's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you wrestled at Iowa State, an All-American. Were you not All-American at Georgia State or
Iowa State? At Iowa State. Yeah,
okay.
At Iowa State.
So did you wrestle with anyone good at Iowa State or anyone decent?
I had a couple of teammates. I had Cale Sanderson. We graduated the same year.
I said good.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was all right. He won some matches. He had an easy weight class every year, so he was a 4-time national champ. Yeah, Joe Heskett. I mean, we had some really good. We took second twice. Lost once to the Hawkeyes there. Lost 1 year to them, and then to Minnesota 1 year. But yeah, it was a memorable time. It was awesome.
Yeah. So, any big rivalries you had in high school?
You know, one or 2 years we'd have a couple rivalries, but I kind of jumped weight classes, so I didn't have like just one set of rivalries. I wrestled Sessa a few times. Those were some battles. We actually grew up together wrestling in East Chicago at Washington High School, and then he ended up going to Lake Central. But it was a lot of Maryville kids once in a while. The Portage teams, we battled with them. We could never beat them. We lost to them at semi-state one year. Pendoski had some really good teams. But yeah, we had some good rivalries. But it was the Portage guys, those guys that we couldn't get them, man. Little Leroy, we couldn't beat those guys, man.
Already, man, he pops on. You say Portage like 3 times he shows up. You're lucky Ed didn't show up here.
Oh my God! Well, you'd have to have a 4-hour show if you got Leroy and Ed Pendoski on the mic.
I told Leroy I'm gonna have to cut him off after 10 minutes, and he said I can't.
No, he'll fire us. He'll fire everybody up. That dude. He did a clinic for me here in Atlanta, and everybody was laughing, crying. He had some great stories and great technique, and we trained together a lot in high school. Spent a lot of time together.
So one last question: what food spots, pizza spots? What when you go back to the region, when you go back home, where's your spot? Because I region, it's food there. There's some good food there, and I know that's one thing that we always talk about, and Mike always clamors about the good food in the region.
Oh yeah, the region. Well, somebody Angel said the Mexican food. My Mexican food was at home. My mom made the best Mexican food. Leroy's been over there a few times. But it was more of the pizza would be Barton's Pizza. We had a lot of Barton's, Verona's, and Lango's now. My family lives up by Highland and Munster in that area now too, so we see a lot of Lango's. But that's mainly it. The pizza, and I'm definitely a Cubs fan.
Cubs fan, yeah. We're up 2-0. The good guys. I know Jason has to be. You're a Cubs fan, right, Jason?
I am. Yeah, I've got a house divided. Yeah. I know Leroy's a Sox fan. Gone to a couple Sox games with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. His dad would wear that White Sox hat all the time.
We're still 3-0 right now, or 3-1, I guess.
The Cubs are Sox.
Leroy, how many lumens is that light bulb?
Why is it bright?
No, that's just his head.
I'm just kidding.
Billy, anything else you want to add? I appreciate you getting on here and giving Leroy a hard time because he needs it.
I think you mentioned what it's about the region. I think it's families. It's families, and we all were together. We all. I remember training the Tsirtsis too in our garage and coming over and working out with those guys, and it was just families. I think was one thing. The Alanese family with Vega and the Hernandez Escobedos, and I think that's what the region also. You talk about what makes the region is that and toughness. I mean, they call it the region, not the region, because we were tough guys and we'd show up anywhere around this country, and they knew it was going to be a fight, and that was one thing. We were tough, hard nosed.
Yeah, it's still like that. And I know coaching wise, when wrestle kids from the region, they weren't afraid to be physical. And sometimes the kids are like, they're hurting me. I go, no, that's how they wrestle. and it's hard to explain that until you literally get, punched in the face by them and they don't blink an eye. So definitely appreciate you being on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck in Georgia. Stay warm. I heard there might be there's some snow there or some ice recently.
Well, yeah, it got all the way down to 41 degrees the other day. So it's freezing here.
That must be a dream.
So appreciate it. Good luck this year. And
I appreciate it.
We'll be in touch.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Okay.
Now we can hear him.
We can hear him. Hopefully Mike can hear us. So Jason Tsirtsis, you lifting some weight? Hitting some reps there? Or?
Oh no, a little bit. No, we're I'm just in the weight room at RWA. We're running practice right now. So
nice.
It's
Are you making Paul run the practice?
What's that?
Are you making Paul run practice?
Yeah, Paul. We're a little short-handed tonight, so I had to keep him up there.
Nice. So, what's going on in your life? What are you up to these days? Obviously, I mean, I kind of know what you're doing, but everyone else
really busy. I'm I'm an assistant coach at University of Chicago, as well as running RWA throughout the entire year. So it's D3 plus that keeps me busy. But getting to coach wrestling for a living, I can't complain. I'm happy about it.
That Czar kid at Chicago is he a nice kid?
Who is that?
Czar Dixon.
Oh, Czar. Yeah, he's a great kid. Do you know Czar?
Yeah, I wrestled with his dad in college.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Czar's the man.
Yeah. So he made a smart move going to Chicago. Not quite
You
Finley,
can't-
but
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that degree. That's for sure.
yeah. So along the same lines of questions, what do you in your mind? What makes the region so special?
I think family's a good one, kind of piggybacking off of Billy a little bit, but there's just something special as far as and it goes back to that toughness that we were talking about. It's just, a lot of blue collar people that they grew up with their dads and in the steel mills and all that, the refineries, things like that. It's just something about that mentality, that lifestyle. It breeds tough individuals. And I think that's a big factor to the toughness in the area for sure.
Yeah. What any rivalries that you remember from high school and stuff that you had?
I kind of bounced around my weights. I didn't wrestle the same weight class one year, more than 1 year. So the rivalries weren't too consistent. I guess my freshman year, Anthony Napulis beat me once, and I beat him a handful of times. So that was definitely a match that I look forward to watching every time I got there. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I guess what food pizza spots, you're still in the area. What's your go-to?
Langle's is right across the street from us. I love it, but Arenello's in Highland is definitely my favorite. It's got the sweet sauce. It's extra crispy. It's good stuff. And then Asada as well. It's a really good Mexican spot.
Nice. So, well, I'll let you get going since I know you're running practice. Tell Paul I said hey.
I will.
And thank you for joining us. And good luck at keep Czar in line. Tell him you know someone from Finley that wrestled with his dad. So
Definitely. All right. Have a good one.
That's pretty good too.
See you, buddy.
So after him.
Bye.
So,
See you later.
thanks. Now we're back on schedule a little bit. Mr. Vega.
How's it going?
Angel jumped you and got on early. So
Oh, did
he already talked trash. He was
he's acting like he's a busy guy.
-3 is what his prediction was.
What did he say?
He said the prediction was going to be 60 to -3.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna give up some points then, huh?
So Leroy Vega, 2-time state champion, 3-time NCAA All-American, 2-time team NCAA champion for Minnesota. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days. Obviously, like I've told the other guys, we kind of know most people do, but I know you have a lot of irons and a lot of different fires. So
Yeah, just coaching and trying to be a dad. Trying to balance those. As you got your kids in the background. It's rough trying to do things and travel and coach and still be a dad at the same time. So just kind of taking one day at a time and doing that.
yeah, what do you still have the candy business and the fireworks?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have the candy store and then we have the fireworks store down south. So yeah, always staying busy. Got to have more than one thing going.
3 kids that are in athletics. Any do you sleep ever?
No, I try. As you can see, I don't get much sleep. So it's early mornings and driving down to Purdue every day, about an hour and a half drive. So can't believe I've been doing that for 7 years.
Yeah, no, that as I said, talking to Angel, I know you guys and IU are getting better each week and each year, getting the recruits, getting after the Indiana kids. Picked up Greg Schaefer's, one of your rivals from high school. Can you tell us how you picked up his son? How did you snag him from IU? And man, that was that threw me for a curveball. I can say.
Yeah, it's just that constant staying on him. And Isaiah Schaefer's just a great kid, great family. The Schaefer family is awesome. And it's so funny because Greg and I are real good friends after our rival that we had in college and high school. And to become real good friends after that is pretty awesome. So spent a lot of time just talking to him and driving down there to go see him multiple times. And just finally pulled it off. And he's been great for our team. He's already beat a couple guys that were ranked in the country, and he's filled in a couple times with the new rules. So it's been nice having him.
Yeah, that's kind of a full circle moment when you and Greg had a rivalry in high school. You guys wrestled a few times, and then you snagged this kid. So and he went to IU, you went to Minnesota, so you guys are a little bit rivalries and that kind of stuff. So, so what do you, in your mind, what kind of what do you think makes the region special? What's obviously all these people wanted to join in. Like, no one said no. And people were like, I'd love to be on this. And people that are rivals, people that, what makes the region so special?
For me, I looked at the list that you sent me of the guys, and believe it or not, I'm fortunate enough because I've either coached every single one of them, or they coached my kid, or I got to watch them grow up and wrestle. So it was nice for me that to have 4 or 5 guys on there that I've coached before, like Jason, like Andrew, like all those guys that have been in my room growing up, and then now my kid is in their room. So I love walking into RWA or walking into Howe Wrestling and seeing those guys coach my kid. It's pretty special and it's nice. It really puts a spin on things and makes it pretty good for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's just those guys giving right back, and that's one thing Mike and I were talking about yesterday when we were talking. Like, everyone on our list is somehow giving back to the sport in some way, and that's what's kind of that's why the region's so tough, is you're just recycling these guys every year.
I don't think people understand it really. Billy talked about it earlier about kind of like family. Us growing up together, and he talked a little about us, staying at each other's house growing up and watching each other grow up and wrestle. And, you go through wins and losses. And I always tell the story about, our senior year in college. I didn't become a 4-time All-American, and Billy became an All-American for the first time. And we stood in a room in New York and in a hotel celebrating. And, we were crying because I lost, and we were crying because he won. And, we were just both excited that we both kind of got what we wanted out of wrestling. And it was pretty special.
That's awesome. And just that camaraderie, even though you guys are bitter rivals during the high school season, during high school and stuff, but then, at state, everyone comes together and, is rooting for each other. And that's always pretty cool. So what were your rivals like in high school? Anyone, obviously we mentioned one, any big rivalries, like either team wise or
no, I mean,
you remember that?
I would probably say, the battles we had, Portage back in the day with Hobart, and, those rivals were pretty good. I was actually, I wouldn't say individually I had a lot of rivals besides like Greg Schaefer. In the region, I didn't have too many rivals. I would say more team stuff than individual. I got my butt kicked by Billy though when I was a freshman, so he really thought me at the Harvest Classic. I wish I could get that one back. He's probably one of the only guys that I've never went back and beat me before. So he's got one up on me on that.
Yeah, I was putting together all the records, and you have like 3 losses your freshman year, then only lost once after that. So that's not too bad, not too shabby.
No.
We had, I was telling when I started off talking to Angel, there's over 2,400 wins and only 80 losses on either.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. Just the number of wins, state titles, 38 state titles. So we'll keep you on for a little bit longer until Micic is supposed to get on here, but he's in California. So
all right, he's way behind us now.
Yeah, he's way on slow time.
Yeah.
What kind of things have you? I guess. Let's see. You're a Sox fan. I guess I got that question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're the first one.
I'm also a Raiders fan. I don't even like the Bears. That's crazy. People are gonna not like me anymore. Yeah,
Man,
I've been a
you're
Raiders fan my whole life.
hand in your region card if you're not a Bears
Yes,
fan.
I know, man. I get yelled at all the time for it. I've never.
Not even Indianapolis Colts fan.
No one in the region's a Colts fan.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, a Raiders fan. Jeez, man. So any region wrestlers you kind of looked up to when you were growing up, or when you were?
I think for me, I'm gonna be honest. For me, it was the Maldonado family. I was able to grow up with Billy, and I was able to watch Dave wrestle as a young kid, and we grew up together. So following them, and then Billy putting a beating on me my freshman year, and then me sitting in the stands at state. I didn't make it that year. I got beat out by my cousin to make the lineup my freshman year, and watching Billy place third in the state, I think that year was big for me. So I was excited, and it was just nice to be able to watch him grow. And so I would say that mostly.
Yeah, man, we go from bald to what's probably the best hair in the region, from Micic. But
I'll give it to Paul. I'll give it to Paul. No, I think Coach Vega's got the best hair, honestly.
Look at that. That looks nice and clean.
Yeah, looks like Micic didn't do his hair for the show. That's right. I'm so disappointed in you, Stevan. So, anything else, I guess, you want to say before we talk to Mr. Micic? And I definitely appreciate you getting on. I definitely, as you said in the text, I would love to have an hour with you to talk wrestling, talk youth development. Yeah. You have 3 high-level athlete kids that you're right in the heat of all that kind of stuff. And definitely it's always interesting hearing from, coaches and people that have gone through it themselves, and they're getting their kids through it.
No, I just say I'm excited for all the kids in the region to be able to be coached by all these guys, and not too many people get to see a world champion there, here and there, and so it's nice for all region guys, especially guys like my kid, to get to walk around in a room and get to hang out with these guys. So I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Yep. I'll see you guys later.
I guess, what is your prediction for the Purdue IU match?
Oh, I can't make a prediction. I think it's going to be close. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to go 5-5 matches, and it's going to come down to bonus points. We'll see what
you and Angel, come on. You guys need to be rivals. You guys need to be like, say it's -3.
We text each other stuff, so it's like I just text some stuff. So we'll text each other and talk crap.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us and appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Yep. You have a different browser? So, Stevan Micic.
What's up? How's it going, Joe?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm out in Los Angeles right now. Me and Vito were actually just getting a workout in. He's out here doing some testing with the training lab. So we just met up while I'm out here. We just wrestled, so I took a break from practice.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Are you beating him?
We're just doing some sparring today. It's good though. He's going up to 65 kilos now, so it's like the first time I've seen Vito get a little bit bigger than me now, which is crazy because usually he's a skinny boy like me, but he's starting to put a little. He's still skinny though. He needs to gain a little more weight, but he's doing a good job.
Nice.
He's gonna do great.
What are you up to these days? I know it's kind of
a
lot of people know what you're doing, but I want to make sure everyone knows.
Right now I'm back to training, but I'm not really sure if I'm doing any competitions right now. I've been so busy with I'm doing a lot of content, but also as you know, I have that lifestyle brand, the wrestling brand called ONEV, and I've been very, very passionate about that, and so both that with my own traveling and stuff I'm doing with training, and also with the brand, kind of go hand in hand together. So it's kind of what I've been really enjoying post recovery from my injury, and I'm seeing a lot of reward and putting that energy into that right now. So it's going really good though. We just dropped on the ONEV. We just dropped our shoes on Friday, and they sold out pretty quick. So it's cool to see the love from all over the country. Supporting.
I know that a lot of the kids are liking them. I didn't get my pair yet because I need them for the youth practices. So
yeah. They'll be here. We got shoes, so just give me a call whenever.
Do you have any kid-size ones?
No, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't. Everybody's asking though. Everybody's asking.
Nice. That's all. That's a good thing then. So what? So in your mind, I know we've been asking everyone, what makes the region so special? What's so special about the
Uh,
region in your mind?
I think what makes the region so special is the culmination of a lot of good, hardworking people from good families, families from all over. It's a Chicago suburb, so you get a very good connection with a lot of wrestling. You know, it's obviously a very popular sport up by us, and I just think overall, I know it sounds crazy, but I just think the endurance of a wrestler that comes out of here is like they have big goals and dreams, want to make it, want to, they make it far, they push themselves, they try to accomplish their goals the best they can. And I think having so many good wrestlers around them makes it a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
think
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
compared to
And
compared to other areas that don't get that exposure, I think like I heard Coach Vega saying at the end. So we'll I think the region's always going to have that grit and that determination compared to other places.
yeah, definitely. And it's I mean, it's something that's been there for years and years, forever. Who did you look up to wrestling wise when you're growing up?
Yeah.
Any region guys that you
Yeah,
like? I
so
wanna be
so
like
like
that?
I said, I had Andrew Howe to look up to in my high school. Running on the side of the road, going places I could see Andrew getting his miles out on the road, in the wrestling room, in the weight room. Just growing up, seeing him accomplish and be so dominating in high school. Definitely Andrew, and then in high school, because Alex, even though Alex Tsirtsis coached me, I didn't ever really watch Alex while he was in the region. I just started wrestling when he was graduating high school. But Jason really inspired me while I was wrestling because he was someone 2 years older than me. I was watching number one kid in the country, winning everything he could, training with me, pushing me every single day. Big role model for me. So those two wrestlers, and then obviously Paul Petrov. But we were kind of hand in hand, growing up together, living it together. So that those three I would say were the big ones for me. It was Andrew, Jason, and Paul. You
Yeah.
know.
Who did you have any big rivals in high school and stuff that you?
Yeah, my biggest rival was Josh Fuqua. He beat
Ah,
me 4 times. I was 0-4 against Josh Fuqua. I'm still 0-4 against him. So,
do
so,
you want a match?
so
Do we want to get a
what's
match?
that?
We can
Yeah,
get a match
no,
on.
we always joke about that. When we were in college, I'd come back and home and wrestle with him. He's like, I'm always gonna hold that over your head, and I was like, all right, Josh, I'm glad because I honestly that really Josh was a rivalry that really more than anything, it was a big mental stepping stone for me that freshman year. And then even going into the postseason to learn about myself, learning how to have confidence, wrestle tough opponents, and grow, So I was very thankful for that, for Josh and him pushing me because you don't get matches like that every day. We were wrestling sectionals, regional, semi-state, state. You don't get stuff like that in the town over for me very often. So
Yeah,
great rivalry.
no, that's awesome. I remember some of the. It's like I mean, obviously you end up accomplishing a lot more than he did, but you're like, okay, Micic should be beaten. He should beat and just had
Dan
your number.
McGill,
That's
man, the
always
Yeah,
man.
he did. He did.
yeah,
He did. He did. He helped me. That year too. I ended up winning Fargo this over the summer, then won a state title the next year. And I credit a lot to those losses I took against Josh. Was learning how to overcome those mental. Just learning how to just in tough matches, guys that try to keep it close and grit out matches, even if you're technically better or not. Those were the kind of things I had to plan for when things aren't always going the best. So for me, that was probably my big rivalry.
yeah.
And then besides that, and outside the region, probably Zach Davis because we wrestled like 9 times, I think, total in high school.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. So the two big questions that we're keeping, or actually not keeping tallies on the food one, but what's your best food? I mean, I know you're not since when you're not cutting weight, trying to make 125. What's your best pizza or food spot in the region? Any go-tos that you?
Food wise, I think like Aurelio's Pizza is really good because it's a Chicago chain that's in the region. I think it's really good, but I guess that doesn't really count because it is. I don't know. I guess for region food, the Square's got a bunch of good stuff in Crown Point. Um, Honestly, I eat a lot of them. There's a bunch of good Mexican food in Cedar Lake. I'm always hitting up El Jimador or El Salto or something like that. There's some really good places I don't know. The Mexican food's honestly like slept on over here. I'm not joking.
That's what we've gotten that a couple of times already.
It's wild. Like I cannot believe I'm out here in California and I be places. I'm like, dude, like the food back home holds up. I'm not joking. Like I've been other places where it's like, oh, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. That's not good. Nah, the region is unreal. Mexicans top next level here.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
We can hear you, Mike.
Yeah, we got Eric Newell and Dan Bedoy over here helping us out.
Tech guys.
It was a while. It took a little bit.
So what?
What's up, Hawk?
Cubs or
Yeah.
Sox?
What you
Good.
Cubs or Sox fan,
Let me put your hand
Stevan.
down. Let me see that hair.
The hair looks.
I like it, dude. I like
Thank
it.
you.
He's been training. So are you a Cubs or Sox fan, Stevan?
I mean, we're obviously closer to the Sox. I think my grandpa was a Cubs fan, so I'd associate myself more with the Cubs. But I'm not really a baseball guy, so I don't care about either. I don't. It doesn't really matter to me.
We'll put you for
to
the
be
Cubs.
honest.
We're putting you for the Cubs.
You can put me for
you
Cubs.
Look like
You
a
can
Cubs
put me
fan. You do not look like a Sox fan.
No. I think the aesthetic of Sox is cooler though. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a Cubs fan.
So. Well, we'll let you get back to training. Thank
you guys for having me.
I appreciate you being on here. So any other, obviously, check out the ONEV brand, also your YouTube channel.
That would be great.
You gotta get Jason and Alex in one video. I do. I know Paul does a few of them, but I appreciate it.
I know Jason. I got to get him on the Guess the Wrestler and put him in a costume for Guess the NCAA champ. It's Jason. He would not be happy about that. Yeah.
Hawk said he'll volunteer to do it too. So.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Hawkins would get in the costume.
Yes, I will.
So I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me. Yep, appreciate it. Love to the 219. See you guys.
Love you, brother.
Love you.
Oh, so we got Mike and the Hawk finally figured it out.
Yeah. No, I didn't figure anything out. I was literally Chat GPT and how to fix mixers, and Eric Newell and Dan Bedoy got us fixed up. So there's a good crowd here at Frickies. We got a lot of people. Shawn McMurray's here. I know he was going to jump on. We can get Shawn over real quick.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time because actually he's coming up next anyway. So
Shawn.
Hop on here. And so
Shep is here. Mendez is here.
I'm gonna pass it on over.
Mendez.
Well, Pendoski, Duke Pendoski has a meeting with the Coaches Association, so he's not going to be on. And anyone, I guess, since it's kind of a cluster coming on, we're not talking regionals today. We're going to talk on Wednesday. And there's Mr. McMurray, 3-time state champ, still bitter about that semifinal match. Beating my guy Zach, but I won't hold it against you too much. So how's it going, Mr. McMurray?
Oh, it's going great for me. I didn't even know Fricks existed.
Same. Hey, we were out one night and they were like, "Hey, let's go to Frickies." I said, "I don't even know what that is."
Frickies.
And they said it's like the oldest bar in Crown Point. This is Hawk's spot. He set this all up, so we appreciate Bill getting this done up for us. And you got some of the people lined up. You know, we were kind of going through and we were like, "Man, we got to get Shawn on." So I reached out to TJ and he was just like, "Hey, man, reach out and we appreciate you jumping on, man. One of the toughest guys ever come through."
I appreciate that. I've seen a bunch of TJ's comments, and Joe knows I will go to any lengths to let TJ know who's in charge. That's why I'm here right now. He knows who the better brother is. You know, I've called him out over and over. It's getting to the point where he's not showing up to family holidays and stuff. He's scared. So you heard it here first, TJ. If you want some, come and find me.
He told me the other way. I said, "Hey, reach out." He's like, "I'm not his agent, but he doesn't talk to me."
That's nice.
So we're doing great, man. We're up here. We're working in the trades, man. Northwest Indiana. We're back home. I got some little kids. I try to be a great husband and a good father, and life is good. And I couldn't thank wrestling enough. Right? That's why I'm here right now.
Yeah. The one thing I know you're doing something pretty cool with the union, and I don't want to. I know what you're doing something pretty cool. Can you dive into that a little bit? Because I found it very fascinating, kind of like where you've gone professionally.
So it's a little bit different than if you watch the movie The Ayersman, but I worked as a business agent for the Carpenters Union. I got into the trade. I did 4 years of trade school. I was an apprentice, ended up running some work, getting involved with the union, and I got to represent around 5,000 guys in Northwest Indiana for the last 3 years. And it was the honor of my life. Pretty cool to get involved both politically,
Yeah.
use some of our contacts that actually came from wrestling, but also grow professionally and kind of use some of the things that I learned from wrestling to make the community better and hopefully help the middle class.
So you're a way better person than TJ.
No, I wouldn't say that. Definitely not. I think everybody would agree if we took a vote that TJ is a better person.
And shout out to TJ having a
He's
kid.
not a
right?
better wrestler though.
Isn't TJ having a kid also?
Yeah, TJ's having a kid.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So when he announced that at Christmas, everybody missed it. He did it for mom. And then I find out like 10 minutes later that he's having a kid. I'm like, well, thanks, bro. So it's great. I know he's been working on it on his own, practicing quite a bit for the last few years, and it sounds like it's worked out. So good job, TJ. Practice makes perfect, right?
What's crazy is I met your guys' dad, so I'm getting all these emails from Thaddeus McMurray, and I was like, I know this guy, and I walked past him, and he's like, hey, I think you're looking for me because I was like going to meet him. I'm like, now I'm looking for TJ McMurray. He's like, you don't work out here.
Yeah.
So your dad's out of Burns Harbor, which is pretty cool. So another union guy. Man.
Yeah, I mean, this area, this is a special place, and I think that you guys know region wrestlers are tough because of blue collar, because of the industry that we have, the backbone that we have, 100-plus years of labor that has fought for their rights. And my dad still works at the mill. A lot of my friends from school work at the mills. All of my boys and my friends work at the mills, and thankfully it can help feed our families, and we're going to keep fighting for a little bit more. But that's that grit that you have. There's two things in Northwest Indiana. It's the steel mill, the lakefront, between the steel mills and the refineries. But there's also, man, if you look at everybody who's talking tonight, I think they drink Lake Michigan water, aside from Andrew Howe. But he spent so much time training up north that I think he probably consumed more lake water than the rest of us. So I think it's something between the water up here and the blue-collar work ethic. Dads that'll tell the coaches, if you don't hit him, I'm going to. Sometimes you need that in this sport.
Nice. What rivalries did you have in high school? Kind of name some of the rivals.
You had some great rivalries too. Like every year, I felt like you had some really good rivalries.
This one might take a while, but I know I remember some of them. But I want to hear something from your point of view, like some of the matches and things that you remember from wrestling.
Yeah, so I know. Coming through school, I don't think there was too many folks that I wrestled back and forth, and we kind of split. There were some great ones. Petrov was through one, Cody Phillips, even Josh Harper went through a battle with Porras. Myself, man, I think Chachard beat me my sophomore year, but he beat me both times. The only guy I went back and forth with after more than one match, I think, was Galka. So we went 1-1. It was semi-state, and a week later we wrestled in the state finals.
Well, be a lot of those guys going at you, right? So you had Galka, and then 1 year was Kuros, right? And then
Kuros is and this is a fun tidbit. I wrestled Kuros in our conference championship, sectionals, regionals, semi-state, and state finals.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you could find the info on that, but I think it'd be pretty hard to find a match for that.
Yeah.
Maybe you could find one down south somewhere.
And those guys were all going and obviously you're the man at that point. You're winning titles, and those guys are all in those ways. Tyler Willis, right? Like you guys had that was good matches. So
yeah, we wrestled twice that year. Tyler Willis was tough as nails. I never felt like I was really in charge, man. It felt like I always felt like I could compete. Like we put in the work. And after that first state title, dude, guys in the region have a chip on their shoulder. And like I said, it's probably something in the water. Maybe it's, the fancy guys with their collars popped down in Indy. And we're putting on our greens going to work here. And I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. I had something to prove. I like to be the bad guy. I had no problem with that. And I was happy to do it, man. I was happy for it. And you know that.
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, the thing is though, I've known you from hanging out a little bit at Fargo and stuff when you wrestled my guy Zach in the semifinals. And so
Fargo, I got my pellet gun stolen from me, or I confiscated from me from Andy on the bus. We got in trouble. You're shooting that pellet gun across the bus. You said eyeballs or something. I don't know.
So I didn't know that you just played the bad guy, but you're actually a pretty good guy. And I know, even Zach was like, yeah, I like McMurray. Like, I don't want to have to wrestle him, but it is what it is.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, man, that was a mountain that we felt like we had to climb it. I didn't feel like I was on the top of the mountain looking at Zach. Zach was a big, tough dude, man. He was very athletic. He moved his feet really well. He was really tough. once he got his hands on you. And we knew what we were dealing with. We knew we'd have to squeak something out. We knew that we'd have to, get some points and maybe get a couple rideouts. We just wanted to use his momentum because he was a beast. And that's what we did. And, it was an awesome match, and he's an awesome dude. Every time I've been around him, he's been respectful and great with me. So,
no, and you guys worked out a little bit. I think Fargo and stuff. I know he always, said that you're a pretty good guy. So he's actually getting, in a couple of weeks, getting inducted in the Garrett Wall of Fame. So that's pretty kind of cool.
That's incredible. Congratulations, man.
So
I'll
tell him
awesome.
you said, hey, I know, I know that's pretty cool. I guess the two most important questions: food, pizza. What's your region go-tos? Who's if someone's coming to the region, where are you taking them?
I have two for pizza. Number one, if you're a wrestling fan and you go to CIA with the best in the area, Langle's across the street is the spot. If you're a dad, I would take my kid there and pay for it just to go across the street every week. So Langle's is the spot. But my buddy Peter Anderson at Gelsosimo's, he owns Crown Point. There's a couple locations in Northwest Indiana. That sweet sauce, that's the spot.
Those are good. Those are good ones.
So, Cubs or Sox fan? I think I have I mean, we're keeping a tally right now. The good guys are winning. That means Cubs.
So, I'll say this: Southside Irish, but bear down.
Bear down, man.
So,
well, at least you're not like
I'm one of those guys who I'll watch baseball in October. Football's not on.
Yeah. So at least, Vega's a Raiders fan, so that's even worse.
He's always been a Raiders fan.
Good for him, though, man. Sticking with the team.
I was looking at the lineup that you sent me, and I was thinking about how I looked up to all these folks, and then I hit Vega, and I said, "Well, I never looked up to Vega. He's like 4'2".
Well, I think that was one of the questions we had talked about. Like, who was someone when you were coming up that you felt like was a guy that influenced you, or like the matches that you wanted to see?
So I was really fortunate. My parents surrounded me with really good people, and I didn't really have that choice coming up, but Ed Pendoski until I was in middle school, and then it was Vega and Hawk all the way through high school. Hawk's always been the guy up here. There's not a room in the country that if you throw Hawk in, it doesn't get better. Yeah. So I don't know. You could take that for what it is, and whoever wants to hear that can hear that. But honestly, I was just surrounded by great people. So Vega was a huge influence to me, but you start talking about guys who, like, I'm a Portage guy. Yeah. I remember the state champion wall. Ted Chikalis, Jake Warner, Jason Tabor, Leroy Vega, Eric Keith, Fred Joseph, Chad Biddle, Darren Elkins, then me. I remember the whole wall because that's what I was focused on. So I looked up to all those guys and the guys after me. There's a bunch of guys on here that were younger than me that I knew when they were younger, and now I look up to them too. So we just take it as it is and try to surround ourselves with good people.
Yeah. No. So we'll keep you on until Howe gets over here. He's probably working out, probably doing some heavy hands.
We got Watkins here too, so I'll give this up. And Coach Watkins, one of the historians, he's in here. So
okay. Someone wanted to know? I guess. Okay.
So Shawn,
what's up? I'm back.
Yeah. Someone wants to know what?
Yeah. Someone wants to know any advice for current high school wrestlers. So from obviously they say you're pretty well spoken, I guess.
I don't know about that. So my advice to everybody in anything, whether it's sports or life, is to surround yourself with good people. I was fortunate when I was young. I didn't really have that choice, and I was around good people. And all the way through, anytime I found success in my life, it's been because of the people I've been around, because you become the folks around you. So that's my best advice. The second thing is to always run out the gas tank. I enjoyed every minute of training. I enjoyed practice. None of it was torture for me. If you can run that gas tank out every single day and go to bed and feel like you got 1% better, that whole Leroy Vega, what did you do today to become a champion thing is true. I had all of that stuff taped on my mirrors, and if you believe it and you put the work in, the results come. So first piece of advice is surround yourself by good people. And then second piece of advice is to always run the gas tank empty every single day.
I appreciate it. Thank you for getting on. I'm glad it's pretty easy to convince you to get on, and keep TJ in line for us, please.
I'll do my best. I appreciate you guys. Hey, if I could do a quick shout out. So here in Northwest Indiana, I'm involved with an organization that throws the best, most traditional Irish St. Patrick's Day party. We're called the Friendly Sons of Erin in Northwest Indiana. Our website is fsoenwi.com. we're looking for sponsors. We're trying to sell tables and seats. It's one of those events. It's corned beef and cabbage, river dancing, bagpipes, good Irish beer and whiskey, fellowship. It's gentlemen only. And then at the end of the night, we give a big check to a local charity. So if you guys could support that, I'd appreciate it. FSOENWI.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man. Hey, thank you for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll get in the chat too. So if anyone that's in the chat wants to do it. So I know Kyle's coming on. We got Coach Watkins here. So Brett Smith, I guess, lost that like under that. We were going to go over 5 minutes because I couldn't even get on. So,
Yes. I almost had to call him in.
One of my personal favorites, my head coach in high school, the man that really ingrained the passion for wrestling for me. Like if there wasn't a Jim Wadkins, this would never be anything that I ever thought of.
Don't blame me for all.
No, he was the original historian, and I know we've pitched it a couple times, and I kind of told you in the chat, like we would love to get you just to come in and tell some stories, and then we can cut it because I think the history of Indiana wrestling, people love it, and you're like one of the best historians.
I told my wife about this Friday, and she goes, 5 minutes? How are you going to do this in 5 minutes? I said, I can do it in 5 minutes. I can give you guys what you want in 5 minutes. Anything. I'm here to answer questions, and I got a story that I want to wrap it up with, and then I'll get out of your way. They needed an old guy tonight. That's what you got me here for.
Well,
I got it.
Well, when we talk about legends, and obviously we've seen the list. Like if they were like, hey, Mike Reiser's going to be on this list, there's so many titles, and like even like 2-timers, we had Mike Escobedo just walk in. It was tough to get those guys in because there's so many 3-timers, so many 4-timers. And
I saw the list today, and I almost called you and said, hey, man, I don't belong there.
No.
You need somebody to sweep the bar up when we're done?
Well, I would be willing to bet a lot of these guys. For me, when I look at the region wrestling, you were kind of on that like part where it started building and coming away from Fort Wayne. No offense to Joe. Like Muncie and Delta were very good. Like obviously when you were in school, and when Calumet was really good in '84 and '83, right?
We took kids down to Delta for a freestyle meet one time when Patton, I forget Don Patton, and he had retired. I think he had become the principal or AD there. And I took some kids down. I'd never seen the place. I just wanted to see the building, see their facility. And they had 5 state championship trophies in their trophy case. And they had a state runner-up trophy laying behind it with cobwebs on it, laying behind the 5 state championship trophies. That put it in perspective.
Yeah.
They forgot about that runner-up trophy after they won 5 titles.
So like you come in and what? What was your first year at Calumet?
February of '85. I just got out of college.
So, and then like obviously like Andy and those guys, Jeff George, and those start coming on, and then like obviously when it got to like the 2000s, it just really exploded with Alex and those guys. And I know Alex was supposed to be on, but I felt like a lot of those guys when they talk about like being in the Calumet room, and then RWA was based out of the Calumet room, where a lot of the guys that were on this broadcast got really good, like in that club and in the facilities, and obviously it takes a lot for. And obviously, I know you have a huge heart, like one of the biggest hearts in the state. Like you're a guy that goes on and said, hey, come use our room, get better, because it's the region. And I've heard you say that a lot of times. Yeah. We don't go down to state and cheer against the region. I think that's one of the things that makes the region special is like we might hate each other up until regionals, semi-state. We're cheering for those guys to get out state. Like we're a whole family.
Well, we had the unfortunate timing of being in the same sectional and conference as Griffith when their little phenoms all came through at the same time.
Yeah.
And, Alex Tsirtsis started wrestling in our room.
Yeah.
Jimmy Coleus was a coach at Munster. He called me and said, hey, I need a place for this kid to wrestle. He came in there, and within about 2 months, he was breaking little kids. And we basically had to ask him to stay away.
We got another region. Oh, and he got an Indiana match shirt, too.
Oh, my God.
Showing it off, guys.
Repping the brand, everything.
I am tickled to just be on the screen with this guy.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys.
How's it going, Mr. Howe?
I'm going to tell a real quick Indiana story and get off so you can talk to Howe.
Yeah.
You asked me what kind of epitomizes region wrestling.
Yeah.
And the best story I can pull up for this, Bob Hasselman coached at Franklin for about 15, 20 years after an illustrious career in Ohio. And he came up to the Trikoff, and he brought these hammers from Franklin. And the Trikoff was just phenomenal. The top 8 teams in it were just awesome. And he said for about 2 or 3 years, he goes, we'd come up to the Trikoff, and we would just hammer with Portage and Cathedral and all these guys, Lawrence North. And then we'd go back down south to Johnson County the next Saturday, and we'd get 7 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties because the guys in the region wouldn't call, unnecessary roughness. But the guys in Johnson County, if you cross-face the guy, they ding you for a team point. So
we got that one time a team from down in Indy came up for Al Smith, and it was their first year up, and he said, "Hey, they've hit us for 10 or 15 stallings. They were stalling. You're out of here. Hey, thank you so much, man." So I'm sorry.
no, you said Al Smith.
Yeah, and they were like, "We're not stalling. That's just how." I was like, "They're gonna call it a little bit different up here." So.
Yeah.
And this is one of the guys, obviously, never got a stall call in his entire life. One of the most humble guys in the entire sport. If he walked in right here, be the baddest dude in the bar, and you wouldn't even know he's the nicest guy in the world.
My Andrew
thanks,
Howe
Mike.
story, we were walking out introducing the finalists for the county or some meet, and he was walking up with his iPad on his iPod. I didn't even know what an iPod was then, listening to it, and he had a big cookie in his hand. He was eating this cookie. And I broke the cookie off and started eating and walked away. And I'm like, I'm not going to go back there and fight the guy.
No.
I hope he doesn't want that cookie back. I know he doesn't remember that, but I do.
I was happy to share it. Yeah.
So,
Who would you like over here?
You can say Bobby Jover.
yeah, Mr. Howe, welcome to the 219 show.
Hey guys, good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. You even repping the brand. I like that.
Yep, yes sir. Yep.
So how are things going? What are you up to?
Hey, just things are well, and just actually finishing some workouts here. So back in the room where it all started here. So still in the wrestling room right now. I had a couple practices tonight, and they went well, and so now I'm glad to be here with you guys right now.
Yep,
We have some of your families here too, and I know they speak very like Joey Shepard's here, and some of your guys.
Yeah.
So they love obviously they love you. You do a great job.
Oh, thanks. What's up, Bobby Joe?
So, don't tell nobody I ditch practice to be here. Okay?
Man.
Jeremiah was there, so we're good.
He was there. Yeah, he beat me
And
up
Reese
tonight.
came in too. So
Oh, Reese was there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Yeah. They just
awesome.
left.
Sure, it's a national holiday when we have a show about the 219.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's right.
it was really cool.
Good company.
So to you, what is the region like? What makes it so special, Andrew? What makes it so special? Why is it the region? Why do we have 38 state champions on this show tonight and no one even blinked an eye when I asked?
Yeah, it's the people. It's the people. I think that and that's what makes the region. That's what makes the community. I think it's a gritty, hardworking, blue collar, valued type of area, and it's no surprise when you ask the group of guys that have come to this area, they probably ecstatic to be on this show and all about it. A lot of tough wrestlers have come up through the area, and they at the same time they give you their shirt off the back, and I think that just says a lot about our community as a whole. So that's what it comes down to for me.
There's a lot of pride in the region, and I'm not from the region by any means. I kind of understand it, but it's a foreign concept. Just how much pride you guys have in everybody around you, even though you guys aren't afraid to punch each other in the mouth in the dual meet at sectional or regional, but come semi-state and state, you guys are best friends.
Hey Joe, I do want to confirm that Fort Wayne was 219 at one time.
Yes,
it really was.
A lot of people don't believe that. 2001.
I will confirm that. And then they went to 260 because we told them you can't have it anymore.
Yeah, we lost that fight.
Yes. So
I think you guys had way more 219 tattoos. I think that's how you guys got it.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, took it by force. Yeah,
you took it by force. We did not. So, so any rivalries you had, like high school, college? I mean, anything like any big matches you remember, or any memories from wrestling in the region? I know some people have said the Maryville semi-state, just that just and there's still Chicago is not the same, but there's still the lore.
Man, we got the Chicago representative right here. Man, you can't say that when he's on the. This is my tournament director. He's giving me the floor pass.
Not anymore.
The assistant. That's all. The assistant to the assistant.
Yeah. It's man, thinking back to it, I think a lot of our crosshairs at Hanover Central at the time, they were on Crown Point. They were always, kind of the team that we were looking to try to beat, and not that we were successful in that, but so some of those matches with Crown Point at the Carnahan, that sectionals, those were big matches for us. Thinking about team wrestling, we had a really good team my sophomore year for our program, and making it to team regionals, that was pretty exciting for us. But I guess that was some of the rivalries, but a lot of it just comes back to good memories with kind of coming up through the area and going through the process. Going to all the different training that we had in the area, going to Pendoski, going to Vega, having some of the dads like Mark Galka, Bob Morrison putting together camps, and going to Ken Chertow camps, Mike Dehart camps, and doing all that. Just again, going back to the process. That was the fun part.
Here's the important thing is that I get to talk with Andrew Howe now.
Who did you look up to in the region?
Eric?
What's up, Andrew?
Like growing up and stuff. Oh, I guess let me ask my questions, Eric. You can go next. You missed the little guy. He left. Made him go to bed.
Yeah, I think at the time
I saw the monster in the background. I saw him.
Yeah, at the time, Alex was, he was doing. I was 8th grade when he was winning his 4th state title, and Angel was winning his 4th state title as I was a freshman. Training at Portage with Pendowski, through middle school. I don't know if you've ever heard Ed Pendowski tell a story, but when he does, man, he just pulls you in, and he'd talk about Vega and Elkins and the way that they trained, and that was something that I wanted to try to follow. And he'd tell stories about Leroy. I don't know if he's listening right now, going out into the field and running sprints until he puked, and then grabbing a log and carrying a log or pulling a log, and just to make it harder on himself, and so it was hearing those stories about how those guys. Yeah.
The funny thing about those stories is Andrew Howe actually believed them, and then he did twice of that. He said he got one. If Leroy could carry one log, I could carry 2.
100%.
Yeah, give me 3. Give me 3.
He believed those stories, so thank you, Ed.
Like, why is
because he
Andrew
really believed all those stories, and I don't think anybody else did, but you did.
Why is he so sweaty right now? Look at him. Like
He was
he's
watching
probably
Cops.
carrying logs right now.
That's right. That's right.
Still trying to get one up on Vega.
We'll get them all done.
Yeah. So those are some of those guys,
Yeah. So the two most important.
Stay hydrated here.
What's the best region pizza food spot? If someone's coming to the region, not from the region, where are you taking them? What's your best food spots there?
Can I answer it for you?
There's some contractual obligations, though, because you're at Fricky's right now, so you may have some contractual obligations to say Fricky's.
There's this barbecue place right next to Howe's Insurance. I think he's going to say that.
Yeah. Frank's Barbecue, solid. I got a lot of options, and so they got Frank's Barbecue right there, and then Harry O's right. It's about 2-minute walk from our office, so I'm over there, for lunch all the time, and those are 2 of my regular spots. And then, we went to, my wife and I, we went to the Little Italy. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but we just recently went there, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. So some good pasta, good steak medallions. So you guys might want to check that out if you haven't been there. Aurelio's Pizza, we got one in Cedar Lake, one in Lowell, and that's usually their go-to pizza spot. So, yeah.
That's been very popular. So then the best question,
Somebody
we're
else
not
said
asking
that?
from the Kyle because we already know we already know the answer to that one. Cubs or Sox?
Big Sox fan, obviously, with us.
Cardinals. I thought he was going to say Cardinals.
No shot.
Andrew just said, I don't watch football.
Sounds bad, guys. I don't know who's playing on who's playing Sunday.
He knows you super well.
He just says hockey. Who knows anything about hockey?
It's like I'll tell you one thing. Like I was exiting and en route home. I was almost in the parking lot, and then Mike says, "Hey, come and jump on." Mostly because he needed to use the restroom.
Yeah.
So if my wife is watching, not my fault. I was on the way home.
That's great.
I think she is. So I'm sorry, but Andrew Howe made me do it.
You got to step in. I'm gonna take this one. Tell Melissa not to get upset with me. Hopefully.
Also, for those watching, the best insurance agent in Lake County. We're talking about pizza, but he's the best insurance agent in Lake County. Please look him up. They'll give you the best rates, the best deals, and better than average coaching.
Oh, that's good.
We're full service over here. We do it all.
Do you get discounts? Do you get like group discounts if you like get like a package of 10 practices and then your home insurance? Or
we can work something
Howe
out
ain't
there.
Yeah. given me one discount in 4 years. So no, I don't believe that. He may give me like the bundle discount because I'm doing the homeowners and the car insurance, but there ain't no discounts. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you getting on, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate everything you're doing, and keep up all the good work. Keep Newell in line for me because I can't. I'm too far away.
Oh, see, Melissa just said keep them. See, I told you she was watching. I knew she was watching, but like I can't get in trouble because y'all called me back in. I was on the way home, do laundry, pack, you take care of the dog, and there we go.
Yeah. We appreciate it, Andrew. Keep training those guys in the region and keep doing a good job. We'll see you.
We'll do. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me on there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Have a good night. Thanks.
Yep. So, Mr. Kyle Ayersman, he's on real time now.
How we doing, guy? Yeah, unfortunately, I always tell people Eastern time is by far way worse than good old Central time zone.
Oh man, you're throwing jabs already now you've lived in Eastern time zone so far, and now you're throwing jabs.
I mean, I always got to go back to the roots, right?
So, 3-time state champ, Lake Central, Purdue wrestler. How many sweep singles did Carmel hit this weekend?
Not enough.
Enough or not enough?
Not enough is always going to be the answer. We hit a lot of cradles, a lot of sweep singles, but we can always hit a little bit more. We didn't end up with a team title this weekend, so I think hopefully next year we can hit even more and be more successful.
How many? I know I saw you guys had a pretty good number. You guys qualified for regional.
Yeah, we pulled 12 through.
Nice.
So
Good. Congratulations.
Looking forward to next weekend to see how that goes for us.
Just took over the job a little bit late, and Kate coming in and leaving Brownsburg. That you abandoned them is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I
heard.
Yep.
You and Snyder are not talking on non-talking terms anymore, or
I mean, we just talked on the phone today for about 15 minutes about scouting different opponents. So don't worry, we're still on the same wavelength there.
Nice. So appreciate you getting on here. So the best question I can ask: what makes the region special? I know you still have that region blood and love promoting the region to your Brownsburg kids. Because I know they always say, "Oh, he says the region was really tough," and he is like, "We kick his butt," So.
And I mean, it's not even just the wrestling; it's the entire aspect of the region. Is that Michael Escobedo? If that's Michael, tell him I said hello.
That wasn't Mike's here.
No,
somewhere.
Mike's here. I can grab
Mike,
him.
Yeah,
tell him I said hello.
I'll let him know that you said you love him.
Absolutely. The region, though, like I said, it's so special just because of everything. I mean, even just going to high school football games with your buddies and just being with all your buddies for however long it is, that was one thing that was always special and near and dear to my heart. And I mean, the wrestling aspect obviously made everyone, as I've heard, all
we got someone
much closer. Look at this guy. This guy's the legend right here.
Yeah. What's going on? Is he taking a nap? Who just logged in here?
That's Alex.
Oh, that's Alex. What's up, Alex? He just come in laying in his bed, relaxing. Love it.
Probably just getting out of practice.
Hey, so just because you asked for him.
Hey, we gotta get you
I'm
some
out.
blue or something again,
What's
man.
going on, champ?
That red's ugly, man.
Yeah. So
Look at this guy.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Lots of region legends. So What you said, obviously, the people and everything. So, who are some of your rivals back in the day?
Oh man, I mean, Munster was like our big team rival for the longest time, and then I mean, truthfully, and Michael could attest to this. My freshman year, I think I wrestled Zach Stevens from Maryville, I think 6 times. I wrestled him in the duel at Al Smith, at the conference, at the regional, the semi-state, all the way to the state, and it was like 6 times. Like, man, I've had enough of this guy. Let's get different weights or something.
Nice. So any good memories from the region? Any good stories of what some big matches that you wrestled and everything?
Truly, there's so many good stories. I mean, and one of your questions down the line I saw was like matches that you remember, and one of the ones that I remember, and I'm sure Paul was on earlier, was I remember Paul on Campbell, because I remember I was warming up, so I was next, and I remember looking at one of my assistant coaches, Dave Janaden, and I said, can this match just end already? I'm ready to go on this mat and just start wrestling, man. So I remember it for that reason. Obviously, I remember my matches with or all 3 of my state titles. Those were all very special. I mean, there's so many matches that, come to my head when I think about in that Lake Central singlet, years ago.
Yeah. I do have a question. I have this picture of you wearing a Notre Dame jersey.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Someone, I mean, let's see if I can. Is that a picture of you?
That is.
Oh, shoot,
that was.
You sent it to me. Damn it.
What was that? Junior or senior year? Me and Mr. Stanish, who might be there with you guys or not. It was Purdue football and Notre Dame football, and me, a dumb high school kid. Oh, Purdue's gonna win. They're so much better than Notre. I think probably got blown out of the water that game, so it probably wasn't even close. But I was like, I got a nice Purdue jersey you can wear if Purdue wins. He's like, same. I got a nice ND one, so I had to wear that Notre Dame jersey all day for him, and that was not one of my favorite memories of high school. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the last question: food. When you go back home. Actually, is food better in the region or in the greater Indy area?
It's not even close.
Good question.
Back in the region, not even close. And I mean, the
where are
3
your
places
you're going to hit up when you go back home?
One of the first places I like to go Pops. Pops is Italian beef joint in Dyer. I know Andrew said Little Italy. That's a little too nice for me. I want to slop around some Italian beef.
You're from Carmel. You're at Carmel now. You got to learn the beef medallions and
go Hounds, go Hounds. No, but yeah, Pops, and then I like Aurelio's. I heard Andrew say that, and then I like the Beggars joint as well. That's right down the street from my mom's house, who still lives up there in the region.
Kyle, question for you. The Indy timeout. Is this still the Indy timeout?
Indy time. I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't hit any of those this year. I will say this though, we hit a lot of these, a lot of blood time.
It switched it.
We
get more time. That makes sense.
My 2:15 this in the finals this weekend was just bleeding, and I was like, man, we got to stop this. We're almost winning this match, and we got to stop this blood time. I tell my guys, we're the best team in shape, no doubt in my mind. We'll push dudes, and then that's kind of what we are trying to instill this year at
you've been excited to see what you're going to do to keep building on that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and you gave me just one last thing, and I'll pop off for Alex. Okay. Few people get to give shout outs to. I have a million people. Obviously, my mom, my dad, my sister, my aunts, uncles, grandparents, they came to everything. They had Ayersman shirts. It was awesome. My wife now, my 2 kids who allow me to do this crazy sport still. All my assistants that are with me here at Carmel, Snyder, all the Brownsburg guys, big shout out to those guys. My overtime staff that I was a big part of, Little Celtics Wrestling Club that me and Jason went to. And then, Vince Sessa, Michael, Rod Wortman, Luke Triveline, Dave Janaden. The list goes on and on and on of people that I'm especially and really grateful for. to get to what I've done.
And definitely in memory to Timmy, because he was definitely one of the best wrestling dads out there. There's no doubt about that.
He was, yeah, my dad was absolutely something. And, obviously we miss him very much. And sometimes I sit back and I try to wonder, what would my dad be saying right now? And then, if it's something that I'm probably not doing well, I'd probably be like, he's probably getting on me right now. I probably need to fix whatever I'm doing.
Hey, he was not only on you, he was on me. He's probably the only parent that got a coach, had pressure on me every single day to coach the whole room. If we're not doing what he likes, oh man, I got to hear it after practice.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
That's what he was. Yeah, that's what he was.
Hey, one of these days you got to explain your state finals when you were sick. You had your 103, 104 fever, how you came back and killed it, won your state championship. That's an amazing story. I love that story, and I wish I could go back to that.
Yeah, Kyle, we love you, man. We got the legend Jesse right now, man.
Yeah, we got two 4-timers here.
All right,
Thank
well,
you,
I
Kyle.
will let these 2 4-timers.
Yeah, we're bumping off the 3-timer for a couple 4-timers.
Hey, always a pleasure. Jesse,
I'm out here,
get
guys.
you
I
in
just
my
wanted to
room
say
this
this.
year.
Yeah,
Jesse,
I
what's
gotta
up?
get you in my room for a clinic this year.
Yeah, 100%. Let's make it happen.
I'm gonna put Bill on for you, Jesse.
All right, bro.
Good guys.
So,
Good to see you.
Now we got 12 state titles in the room here.
Yeah.
What's up, Jesse?
What up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
No see.
I know.
We got,
What up,
you
Jess,
guys
man?
could just talk
What
and
up?
have grill each other about the region. I got a couple.
What's up,
pretty
Bill?
Good wrestlers
Mike?
here. So.
Yeah, what's going on? I mean, literally two of my favorite wrestlers ever to come out of the region, Jesse and Alex. I got to see Alex coming into high school as a senior, and me and Joe were talking about it off air yesterday. Like everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be a 4-timer," and obviously there was such a huge stretch between Lance and Alex, and then you watch him, and it's like, bro, he's really good. He's unreal, and then. Same thing, Jesse. I remember hearing when you were 6th grader, he's gonna win 4, and you're like, and then I think when you're 7th grade, you're out there beating guys that were champs, and it was like, yeah, these guys are the real deal.
Yeah. So
yeah. Let me throw my 2 cents in. I got to watch Alex. I got to coach Jesse. Alex got to do both.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You two guys are obviously in the history books forever, and it's just unbelievable. And you two have a special bond. I was telling Mike, you guys have a special bond when it comes to the sport of wrestling, and just love to hear what you guys got to say a little bit. That'd be great.
I'll start off by saying guys like Jesse is what makes it, truly special to coach. I feel like my competition days were so long now that I don't even think about when I was wrestling. So just the coaching side of it was, it just makes it really special. And it's not only the success that he's had, it's just always the attitude that he brought places and brought to the room and, tried to bring out in everybody. And that's when you leave practice and it really makes you feel good about what you're doing and makes it satisfying. So thank you, Jesse, and other guys that are very similar to you too. And it's been a fun ride thus far and still a lot to go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's kind of, I don't know, it feels full circle because you kind of laid the path for me. And, we started doing privates. That's kind of like where I always tell people where I feel like my career took a trajectory. It was found region, started training there a little bit, and then went full go on region. And then, we started doing our 101s in the basement. And you asked me what my goals were, and pretty much everything you did. So it kind of showed me it could be done. And I just remember as a kid trying to find as many Alex Tsirtsis matches as I could on YouTube. And
oh boy, only watch half of them. Only watch half of them.
There was a couple I saw. There was a couple bad ones, but a lot of really good ones.
So the one question I like to ask, and it's been pretty consistent. For both of you guys, what makes the region special? I'm a Fort Wayne guy, obviously. I kind of understand it, but I also I haven't lived it like you guys have. Kind of talk a little bit about what makes the region special.
Are you saying in respect to wrestling or just in general?
In general, in wrestling and in general, because it's so unique that the pride that everyone in the region takes.
Yeah. I think wrestling wise, I think it's pretty simple why it's special. I mean, we have a lot of tough individuals that are from the region. But then being like right by the south side of Chicago, it's like, for me, I always knew half the year I was going to Illinois and wrestling. So it really just makes, instead of having, just like your area that's competitive in the sport, being able to go to, drive just a little bit and have just extremely high competition, just really raised our levels. And, when did you guys wrestle Michigan, Jesse? Was it last night or what?
Sunday. Yeah, last night.
Yeah, last night. So you wrestle Ragusan, and it's like you guys had been in a bracket or close to the same weight class since you guys were little kids. And it was just awesome to see you, completely kick his butt. And
well, he went to
but I mean, just that. But there was 5 other guys in the weight class when you guys would wrestle too. They were all studs, So I think that's what kind of makes wrestling special, is you're able to go just a short distance and get just crazy good competition.
Yeah, I know. I go back and look at brackets all the time, and just national brackets, or even just going through the NCAA brackets, and you go through and you constantly see region kids, and it's kind of like a hub for wrestling. But I don't know, the region's so special just because even in just my life, there's been so many people that have helped pay me into the person I am today, and a lot of people that helped instill work ethic in me. Like Kike. I mean, I did a million Zimmers on a Kike Live Thursdays at Region. So it's stuff like that. Like it's little stuff, but it's just the people in Region it's unreplaceable.
Yeah, no, it's very unique. Start with Alex. Any good memories from when you were wrestling? Obviously, like Mike said, I remember getting on the message board, not Indiana Matt back then, but it was Shane Tucker, I think, that said, "Oh, there's this group coming through Griffith, and they're gonna win 4 titles." And everyone was like, "No, it's never it rarely happens." And then you and Angel and Andre both, you and Angel both won 4. Andre was 4-time, 2-timer and stuff. But just so many good. You guys kind of paved that path that like you can be that good. Any memories that you have from your high school days, team state or anything like that?
I think it was mostly the camaraderie with everyone you mentioned. It was, me, Kike, Angel, Andre, and just kind of bringing along a lot of the other guys too, to where they just stepped up and filled the void in a lot of the other weight classes. And just, I think my good memories from high school are definitely just the camaraderie of the team and competing with the team. It made it a lot of fun.
Any good memories for you, Jesse, from high school? Any good? I mean, obviously you didn't have very many rivalries. So any good memories from high school other than that Hawk yelling at you every day?
Yeah, no, I remember it all. I mean, just from the the 6 a.m. runs we had, just there's nothing like that brings guys closer than doing hard work together. So it's like so many gruesome practices and workouts, and by the end of the year, you could tell them anything. So I think, just the camaraderie, just getting really close with your guys, and then going to be battle tested is it's just a fun aspect in life.
Yeah, look at this. Look who just showed up on the podcast.
I think
is that Eddie P and David?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
What's up, guys?
How we doing?
So for Alex and Jesse, I think like we talk about it a lot, just the way you guys like carried yourself. And obviously I was just talking to Jesse's mom, she's here, like how you like interact with the kids after matches. And they showed that a little bit yesterday, but that was like a day one thing. You're always, super respectful, like always there, like always willing to answer questions. Obviously we were doing the media stuff then. And Alex, just like the way you presented yourself and you handled yourself all the time, never like emotional, just very like controlled. It was always like really cool to see. I know Alex always had like one of the coolest articles when we were coming up. Alex was a freshman when I was a senior. We had a really good NWI Times was really good. They had really good articles. They had really good writers. And when he won his 4th, I think it was a picture that Joe had him holding up the 4, and it said Alexander the Greatest. And I just thought that was like the coolest cover of a paper at that point, because at that like there wasn't 4-timers then. Like Lance was a 4-timer in '88, but then obviously 2004 was that when you won your 4th?
Yeah,
that's a huge jump.
Mm-hmm.
And then your impact. And obviously we've had some amazing guys on here today, right? And you have your college career, amazing overall career, and then you come back and then you reinvest in the region. And you get guys like Jesse Mendez, like Sergio Lemley, Stevan Micic. I remember when your brother won his fourth, and they did the RWA sign on the concourse. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. What was the first question for it? I guess.
I was just rambling on. So
No, I think it's always you got to stay focused no matter where you're at, and whether it's in your wrestling matches, whether you're talking to reporters afterwards or whatever else, and it's always just about improving and getting better, and that's winning or losing. I had my son wrestled at a tournament at the Lamont Bears Bash yesterday, and he went 1-1. He lost one match. He didn't win the other one. And he competed hard. So I told him, I go, you know what? It's not about – you always want to go out and try to win, but it's always focusing on doing the right things, and you'll always go back to the drawing board, whether you're winning or losing, to try to get better. So I think that's always been my focus and what I try to instill in other people too.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, I want to give a shout out to obviously Alex is my guy, but Jesse did a camp this summer, and him and I drove down to the ISWA camp he did, and there was probably Jesse, 400, 500 people.
Yeah, there's a good amount of kids.
Good amount of kids. This guy took the time. Hey Tony, this guy took the time to sign every single autograph. I mean, we were there for an extra 2 hours after camp, and that's the kind of guy and the character that Jesse presents to the region, and that's, to me, that says a lot for our area and for you, Jess. Obviously, it's just really, really important that people do that, and you take the time to do that. You did it just the other day. You watched it on the Big Ten. You're taking your time to give back. And I think that's why you're having a special year. I mean, amongst other things, but you were just you're zoned in, and we're wishing you nothing but the luck out here, and health and happiness, brother.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I had a lot of good role models growing up, so I want to be that for the younger, the up and coming wrestlers, and I also met a lot of guys that didn't really give me the time of day as a kid, so I try to just be, a person instead of just a good college wrestler.
That's huge.
We haven't talked with you too much, Jesse. How are things going? Do you like wrestling anymore? Because you never do a full 6-7 minute match in college anymore.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, this season's been going good. The team as a whole, from bottom to the top, everybody's bought in. And so it's been just a really fun season because, when we go into practice from 25 to 285, everybody's is there to get better, but we're also having fun while doing it, which makes it when you go through a Big Ten schedule, it gets a little grueling at times. So when we're able to have fun throughout the season, it takes that tax off it a little bit.
Yeah. I got Iowa Friday night, right?
Say that again?
You guys wrestle in Iowa on Friday?
Yeah, Iowa Friday night.
At Iowa at Carver?
No, it's actually home, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be good.
Yeah, senior night. I feel like my college career just started, so it feels like it's flown by.
I want to see you wrestle more.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So, any, I guess from Alex and Jesse, any advice for the younger kids? I know a lot of people look up to Jesse now, and a lot of people more Jesse's age were kind of looking up to Alex and stuff. Any advice for the younger kids? Alex, you just said something real good about the youth, your son and stuff. Any advice for them growing up that want to kind of do what you guys did?
Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is work ethic. I think work ethic will take you further in the sport than anything. And then I think in both, just from youth to college, I think something that really carried me further than anything is having just a lot of trust in my coaches. I think kids hit a certain point where they kind of get cocky and they feel like they know all the moves and they stop listening. And, I just never wanted to be complacent. I think a lot of guys reach a point in their career and they start being complacent, not doing all the right things. They think they can cut a corner. And I think just not being complacent is a really big thing, because if you're constantly improving, then it's just, stacking the days and, stacking the good days. So, just work ethic, not being complacent, and, putting trust in your coaches, because, that'll bring you further in the sport than anything.
Yeah. Anything from you, Alex?
Yeah, I think just going off of what he said a little bit, having a purpose, every single day, no matter what you're doing, because socially, academically, and with practice or whatever else, having a purpose with what you do, because then you could, have the right focus, whatever situation it is, and especially with wrestling, because it's tough. You gotta have an agenda or purpose when you go into that practice to get better every day. It's not just about grinding; it's about taking the mental capacity to really know what you need to do to either get better or build up what you're doing correct already.
Awesome. So one more question, and I'll let you guys go. I know you guys are both pretty busy. Jesse's got to get some extra conditioning in since he never wrestles 6 or 7 minutes anymore. Cubs or Sox? We got it. I think Jason said he's Cubs, so are you a Cubs fan too?
Me? No, Sox fan.
Ooh,
yeah, I'm Sox as well.
Oh no! Come on!
Oh yeah!
Come on! No. So no, I appreciate both you guys getting on. I know you guys are busy. Obviously, Jesse, you're in the middle of about ready to be the second Indiana guy with a Hodge Trophy.
Hopefully,
keep dominating.
Thank you.
I know this guy back here staying up way past his bedtime to see you.
There we go. What's up?
And he always gets excited. I'm like, hey, Jesse's on. And he'll stop everything he's doing to go watch you wrestle.
That's awesome. I appreciate
it. You make it a little bit longer so he gets off his tablet and stuff.
I got you.
For at least 7 minutes.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you guys both. Definitely great role models for wrestlers, for people more than anything. And appreciate you guys coming on short notice. And good luck the rest of the season. Obviously, Alex, you're in the postseason right now, and Jesse's about a couple weeks away from the Big Ten. So appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for everything.
Yep.
See you, boys.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
This it just got a lot prettier with Maldonado and Pendoski.
I know.
Here.
These guys,
man, I don't know about that.
I appreciate you guys waiting.
Yeah.
So
it's time for the put the kids to bed and let the grandfathers here talk. Man, these guys are making me feel old.
Hey,
Man.
definitely the two ugliest we've had on all night.
I was just thinking,
and I was speaking more about Ed, but
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you can't have me outnumbered with Maldonado. I did not know that was going to happen.
Listen, you are a better dancer than Dave, though, so I will.
Yeah, I'm a better dancer than Dave, and I'm the ugliest guy here.
So I got a question since you guys are both coaches and both coached for a while, and I know you guys will be brutally honest. Modern day 50 straight sectional titles. How can you wrap your mind around it? Because I'm still trying to figure out. I think Dave, I think you just got to 21 out of 24 years at Maryville, but 20 or 50 straight without a blip, without a random team, without a bad day. Can you guys wrap your head around that?
Well, that's incredible. That just goes to show that the history there and the amount of support they get from their community and stuff. Don't forget my 2 at Bishop Knoll. That was like a 14 guys on the team total. I think those 2 years, but no, they're just Schaefer kind of took over the program and they didn't miss a whole lot. I know that other teams kind of gained some momentum, but Modern Day's always been a tough program, man. I've always been respectable. Every time I see Greg and I talk to him and we have great conversations and stuff, dude. They just do a great job, man. They just do a great job down there. So you can't knock them, man. Or they get it done.
Yeah. Anything from you, Ed? I know you won a few sectional titles in your day.
No, I think I'm coming late to this party, and I saw the list of everybody that was going to be here. And then to talk about Modern Day, and the older I got, culture is everything. Culture is everything. And you look at the culture at Modern Day's, program they've all got a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed German guys running their youth programs that, they're all together and they're all doing the same thing. And that's what you do. And just me sitting here watching a little bit of this, what's region wrestling? Man, it means something to wrestle in Northwest Indiana. And it's a bunch of people that did it all. They lived it. And then they're still in the room. They're still in the area coaching and spreading that, what they've learned to everybody else. And I think, there could probably be a lot the same of what's, why is the region so good in wrestling? Why is Mater Dei so good in wrestling? It's just a bunch of people that believe in what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the questions that leads, what makes the region so special? And I know you guys are, it's been a pretty consistent answer from everybody, but I always like to hear it from different people.
You're asking me what makes it better?
Oh, Dave will go first. You talk too much already.
No, I just like all the guys have said before. I was in the early '90s, going in the mid '90s before YouTube and CIA and RWA and all that other stuff. Man, I spent a lot of miles running through East Chicago and finding workouts and going places, and just the toughness that was embedded in it. Not even back then. I don't know if I think the statute of limitations is gone, but I used to spend my Sundays at Mount Carmel and training with those guys. And I could tell you this: my first introduction to the Mount Carmel wrestling room was I got in a group of 4. It was me, Reggie Wright, Tony Davis, and TJ Williams in one group. And when they put me in that group, they were like, "Who's this little Mexican kid coming from Indiana?" And I stood in there, and we literally fought for hour and a half, 2 hours, and when we were done, they gave me a high five and a hug, and they're like, "Yeah, bud, you can come back. You're more than welcome here." And that was my first introduction to like that kind of wrestling, where because in Indiana, we had places to go and things like that, but here I was just 20 minutes, 30 minutes from Mount Carmel, and I would head up there on a Sunday and just go get after it, and I think that just goes back to like that toughness, that work ethic, that back in the day when even before Elkins and those guys and Bobby Joe could probably remember, I'd run 10 miles a day. I was running around. I'm not a Cubs or a Sox fan. I'm not a Bears fan. I spent too much time training. I spent too much time in the wrestling room. I coach too much, man. I don't even watch sports. So I can see where Hal is, and I enjoy watching sports here and there. But man, I can't remember the last time that I've been to a Sox game or a Cubs game or anything like that. But I do enjoy coaching and being around kids, and they keep you young, and I still got the fire in my belly to coach, and the toughness though, man, you just can't beat it, man. I think as coaches too. I think if you go around the region, I think we got some pretty tough coaches still up in the region.
Yeah. What do you say, Ed, is like what makes the region special?
I go, if I remember in school, I remember Dave's dad driving cars and kids all over the place. And, I can't speak. I know if you look at the Delta teams of the 80s, and that's pre-internet. I don't know very much about it, but I know some guys around that team. Those guys kind of got together and kind of did stuff together. And I think in Northwest Indiana, I know that my high school coach and Coach Cook would get a bunch of guys together. Papa Maldonado's got a room full of dudes going in somewhere just to go scrap it out. Every weekend there was somewhere to go. And I think it won the culture in Northwest Indiana. Like it means something to wrestle in Northwest Indiana. Like that's just what you want to do.
Exactly, Ed. I mean, just to kind of piggyback on that, my dad used to work 16-hour shifts so he can get the Friday night off so that he can get up in the morning and drive. There was 12 of us and they used to call the Cheech van. In the Cheech van, and we would get in the van and we would drive wherever. We didn't stay in hotels, man. We'd get there early and sleep in the van, and you know what I mean. We had a great family who just works hard and just does whatever. You know what I mean. We were blessed with great people around us, man.
I think on top of that too, like we started with that stuff, doing that, and then this next wave, like we got Eric coming up with Howe and Eric, and those guys started finding the better places, right? They elevated even more. They drove further. They did more. They started doing the Tulsas. They started doing all these things, right? And so that elevated everything. And then guess what? Eric's at Munster, Cosgrove's at Hobart, who else? Howe was at Hanover, so everyone's at different high schools, and then you're still friends with those guys. You train with them, you go different places. So when it comes time back, everyone doesn't miss a beat, right? Everyone's family. You spend a lot of time together with all these guys, and so you hate it when you're wrestling them or you're competing, but those are the guys that you get better with, and it showed that, especially Indiana in general, like this has kind of been our golden era because those guys did all those extra things. They elevated to those things and have folk style. We didn't have folk style growing up. Folk style started early 2000s. So
yeah, we didn't wrestle folk style until middle
we did
school.
all freestyle. So those guys were able to do those things, and that's the reason why they've elevated and that we've gotten these 4-time champs, 3-time champs. And those guys all became close friends, and to this day we all still talk. All of us still hang out. I remember, back in the going to state, that's the big thing, right? We all hang out at state finals, get to kind of reunite and do all that stuff. So I think that's a big thing too, right? You built that relationship over time doing those things. We started at Portage Room, right? And then these guys started, like you said, Mount Carmel, going to overtime, all these other places that have kids pulling from everywhere too, not just region kids.
Not only that, but and obviously I see Eric and Shawn in, but Coach B and Coach Maldonado, both of those guys, not only their impact on the mat, but their impact off the mat too. Obviously when Ed was at Portage and then doing different at Carmel, and now you're helping out Warren, and Dave was at Bishop Nolan, Maryville. There's a lot of guys that go through those programs that wrestling help get them through school, help get them to college. So I'm sure and we had Watkins here, he was on earlier. I feel the same way, but I see it from your guys' programs also.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think last year we got 11 kids right now wrestling in college that were in our program at some point. Right now, you know what I mean? They're not at maybe we got Adrian over at Purdue at Division I, but we got a lot of kids. But not only that, man, our girls too, man. I would have never have guessed that we would have a girls program like we have. But from day one, when Miss Beckham came to me and said, "Hey, we're going to start this girls program," and I said, "Well, we're not no rec team, so they're going to train with us. They're going to do what we do, and they're going to be tough girls." And even them, I mean, our girls are tough. I mean, we go down to state tournament and go to different areas, and I'm kind of dating myself right now, but I coached Jamal Lawrence to a state title, and this year coached his daughter to a state title. Awesome. So that's awesome. That's incredible. I would have never, if you would have told me when Jamal Lawrence won a state title and his daughter won a state title for me, 19 years later, I would have been like, there's no way. Girls, they just, but you know what, man, that just goes back to, like you said, just like with family and people around us and the community, and everybody backs us. Even when we go down to the state tournament, the region kind of sticks together and we root for each other. And that toughness that we have here, man, it's kind of carrying over into some of our girls. We're actually a lot of our girls, and now we're seeing daughters, being hammered.
Yeah. So do you have any questions for this one guy in the corner that just popped on?
No, Shawn, man, that's my guy, right?
What's up, Coach Maldonado, man? How you doing?
All right. He's recently had a little girl now?
Yeah. 5-month-old daughter now, yeah.
Yeah. So,
thank you.
Man, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
Hey, you ain't lying. You are getting old, man. Getting up there now, Coach.
Oh, man.
So, Coach Maldonado, I appreciate you being on. We're going to talk with Eric and Streck here a little bit. And Coach B, you can stick on and you can give anyone a hard time, as we
I want to do this.
Obviously, we're going to go over time.
I'm 2 hours away from Streck right now, but I want to tell, I used to mess with his brother. He's probably the third toughest guy to go through Pierce Middle School, because that's where I went. Streck's the third toughest Pierce Middle School guy.
Oh, yeah. Is that Pendoski? Oh, man. I'm on my phone right now. I couldn't even see you for a second. Didn't even recognize him. No,
he's shrinking, man. He's shrinking. He's getting old. We all are, man.
See, it's too many Maldonados and Streck. That's not fair.
Shoot, I had too many Strecks.
Hey, Maldonado's outnumbered Strecks by like 5-6 times. Tell you
Yeah,
what.
but the size, the weight though is probably about equal.
Yeah, numbers wise, they got us, but weight wise, I think we're about right there with them.
Well, definitely got a buffet. You guys probably got us at the
Hey,
buffet.
fun fact: every state qualifier from Maryville back when I was in high school, Maldonado would take us to a Chinese buffet, BC Osaka in Maryville. I'll tell you what, the Strecks definitely got their money's worth.
Probably kept you guys, kept a few dollars in your mom and dad's pocket after as much as you guys. So, I guess the only other question, Coach Maldonado, best food pizza spot in the region. Obviously, that's Mike. That's all Mike talks about is food on
every day.
Real Guerrilla Radio. So
you know what, man?
Go-tos?
I grew up in the region, and I got my brother said it earlier, man. Barton's Pizza, man. It's my go-to. My wife's a Bird's Lounge pizza girl. So over in East Chicago, but I can't. I got to go with Barton's Pizza. When we were kids, my dad used to go to that Family Video, rent some old Rocky movies, and get some Barton's Pizza on a Friday and Saturday night, and that's what we spend at. And definitely the Mexican food, man. Back in the day, if you wanted to take a girl out to dinner, you got to take her to the Casablanca or the Taco Real. But the Mexican food is unreal. Nothing like my mom's. But definitely the Mexican food in the area.
That's what Billy said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was great. It was great. Thanks a lot for having me, guys. It was a great thing. Great to see everybody and talk and everything. It's great to see those young guys that have been around forever. I saw all those guys grow up, and just as babies, 5 years old, running around the gym, and I remember those guys when we used to compete in college and see those guys in the stands and talk to those guys. Those guys were all great dudes, man, and just happy to be a part of the region.
Yep, appreciate it. Obviously, the pride that you guys all have in the region, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
So, John, you'll have to wait a couple minutes. We're going to talk with Eric. So you can hang on. You can add anything you want to. You can give him. You can ask him for a match. I don't know if he refed any of your matches or not.
I've seen him around. I don't know if he's refed any of mine though. But
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Eric McGill, two-time state champ, Cornell wrestler, also a kind of co-ish founder with Indiana Matt, original rankings guy, now one of the best referees in the NCAA ranks. Welcome. I know you have one of the things I don't think Mike heard me say earlier. I think there are about 35 names on the board I looked today that have region in one of their names, and about 6 of them were probably yours. But
yeah.
Don't give out his burners.
Tell me about. I know the one. I learned a lot about the pride of the region from you, just when we started becoming friends and stuff. Tell us about that pride that the region brings to people like you and everyone. What does that mean to you? What's being from the region mean?
Well, first off, I had to wear my region shirt tonight. So.
Nice. That's awesome.
I seen it as soon as it came out.
Yeah, a lot, just a ton of pride. Great families, great people, great wrestling, tradition.
Great coaches.
Great coaches. Great friends. It goes way back to when, I was probably 6 years old. My dad taking me to watch matches and stuff like that. So I've been, around it basically my whole life. Now I'm taking my son to go train with Alex and Jason up at RWA. So it's a cool full circle.
Isn't your son wrestling? Was it one of the Tsirtsis kids?
Yeah, Little Marino is his partner. So Matt and McGill, Marino Tsirtsis after, 20 years later. It's pretty cool.
Just recycling the region names, that's so cool about like the region. I've that especially tonight, you're kind of seeing a lot of these names are kind of just being recycled through, and the pride that you guys have. One of the questions was about rivalries, and you had a pretty good rivalry with Cosgrove your senior year. tell us a little bit about that and just the best of 7 series.
Yes, I mean seven times, 3-3 going into the championship match, and I got the last one, so that's all that matters.
Yep. So I think because you won like the first 3, right? Is that right?
I won a couple early ones, and then he won 3 in a row in the middle, and I won the last 2. So
okay, yeah, I knew that, something like that. So he had the 3-2 lead, and you came back and kind of like the Cubs. So,
yeah, that's right.
So what any good region memories you have that you want to share?
Just going to the state finals as a kid and watching, some of Coach Pendoski's teams, watching Leroy Vega, lat drop Greg Schaefer, come from behind wins. And, I'm a Indiana high school wrestling fan and a historian, and, a lot of great memories just going down and watching the state finals, looking up to those guys and hoping to be like them someday.
Yeah. Who did you look up to growing up? Who were some of the guys you looked up to, like that you kind of idolized, that like, man, I want to be like that guy?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a real little kid, it was probably Leroy Vega, Vince Sessa, those guys, and then guys that were just a little bit older than me. Angel, you had him on. Alex, you had him on. Those guys were, 4 or 5 years older than me, and I think they paved the way for guys like me and Howe and Golka, and to come in and do what we did. We got to see them do it, and it made it a little bit easier, more attainable.
Hey, if Dad's not watching, you can tell the story about we kicked him out of Portage's room.
you tell the story.
We'd run RTCs on Wednesdays, and it was there was a certain age group, and Mr. McGill walks in with Eric. And how old were you? 6?
Yeah, maybe 7 or 8.
He was little and tiny. Hey, we want to come in and train. Nope, come back later when you're bigger, buddy. You're too young. Oops, sorry.
Have you helped a graduate with Ed since then, or?
No.
No, it wasn't rude. It was the room was super crowded, and I don't think there were many others. I don't think there were any 7-year-olds in there, was there?
No, it was yeah. My dad was always trying to get me in, wherever we could. Jumped around and looked for the best training situations, and I think that's the thing. You asked the question of what makes the region. I think of all the dads, that drove their kids around and coordinated the camps and that type of stuff. It didn't happen by accident.
Yeah,
I think if you go into folklore, you got to throw in Old Man Golka, Old Man Cosgrove. Those guys putting that camps of what became regional elite. That was Golka, Old Man Golka, and Cosgrove starting to put all that stuff together, and then everybody just started to come, and it was a special time.
Yeah. What I guess the good one. Okay, no, I know you're a Cubs fan.
Yes.
Cubs playoff game with you, so we're back to even. You better be a Cubs fan, Strecker. You're not even going to talk.
I'm actually a Sox fan, man. I hate
Sean,
let's go. I know.
No, Sean. I thought we were friends.
I mean, you got the leg up, man. The Sox are so bad right now, but you got bragging rights.
So, what's some food places in the region? Obviously, you're we won't say we won't. You don't have a 219 number anymore, which I can't believe that. I can't even imagine how.
I know. I lost my 219 when I moved to Illinois.
So you don't even have the 219 number. I mean, did you have to turn in your region card then?
That stays with you forever.
Mike almost lost his because he doesn't know what Heine's is. So
man, they didn't give me the business on that, honestly.
That's the only one I have over you. So I have
gives me the business.
So what's the food spots in the region? I know you're a little bit further away from the region, but where are you going when you head back to the greater Munster area?
A lot of people said Langles. I'm a Langles guy also. That's probably the best pizza.
I got your go-to.
Yeah,
Munster
Bobby
Gyros
Joe.
here. Let's go.
Munster Gyros. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Munster Gyros.
Yeah, Munster donut.
Munster donut.
Hey, Munster Donuts so good.
Donut on a stick.
That's how Bobby Joe kept getting in the mill. He kept bringing me my Munster Donuts. I kept reading his card.
Nice. Any shout outs or anything? If you want to buy a house in the Northwest Indiana area?
Yeah, if you want to buy a house, sell a house, hit me up. Licensed in Illinois and Indiana, so I can help. But yeah,
if you
just
need a good referee.
Looking forward to the end of the season. Got a couple big duels coming up. I'll be on the whistle for Iowa at Oklahoma State, so looking forward to that one.
That's awesome. I wish that was like week of state. I wish I was in the week of state.
I mean, for Eric on the real estate thing, not even like if you're looking to sell, like get on his email list because he gives out amazing information and they're always really good. I spend when I get those, I spend a lot of time reading them and forwarding them to people. So get with them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna sell Johansson's house.
Nice. So anything you want to add before we talk to Streck and
no, Shawn Streck was a beast, man. I enjoyed watching him.
Same.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little bit younger, but ton of respect for him.
You might have referenced. Did you refer any of his high school matches? I'm trying to think of when he was in high school. When you only refereed a few years in high school.
I want to say maybe.
Like
That's
Al
possible.
Smith.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I kind of am putting you guys both together about the same time at the Al Smith. So I just remember you dinging my kid for stalling on bottom, getting
stalling.
getting rattled by the Columbus East kid that won a title. That went to IU. What's his name? He's just getting who?
Brooks.
Combs.
Brooks.
It was the brothers. It was the brothers.
Brooks.
Yeah, Caden Brooks.
Brooks was beating my kid's butt, and my kid's just trying not to die, and Eric's dinging him for stalling. Have you called your son for stalling yet?
Oh, his time's coming.
So are you going to so what's the over-under how many stall calls we're going to have against Iowa? No, I'm just kidding.
As long as they're consistent on both sides, that's all that matters.
No, that'd be a good one. So when is that, Matt?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
February 22nd. It's it'll be a good one.
Yep. So
ESPN2 just picked it up.
That's Sunday. So at day after state. So you'll see get to watch two great teams and then a better official from Indiana, repping Indiana. Appreciate it. Definitely we need to catch up. You need to give me a call sometime. So long time haven't talked to you. So appreciate you hopping on an original region guy and helped start Indiana Matt. I mean, you were the one that you and Chad were the ones that said go start it. So a lot of we wouldn't be here right now 17 years later if you didn't pester me to say go start that website and I'll help out. So I appreciate
a lot of
that.
late night rankings talks with Eric.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric remembers, but one time I went to the state tournament, ISWA, and I didn't have a coach. And Eric coached for a couple matches. He coached me to an ISWA state title, actually.
That's awesome.
So
sounds right.
I coached Eric to a state title. ISWA state title.
Oh yeah.
So did Bobby Joe.
Yeah, Bobby Joe did too.
Bobby Joe's coached all of us. Yeah.
See how we are all connected? That's cool.
Right.
So I appreciate it.
Bobby Joe's my daughter's godfather.
Nice.
Yeah.
So appreciate you hopping on and keeps on the houses and keep dinging people for stalling. I want to see that. I want to see you calling Madden for stalling. I want to see the calling him for stalling. Just because I know you're not gonna.
Hey, just don't do the double stall.
The double stall.
That one's not in my repertoire.
Maybe you should do a class on that then.
Nice. I appreciate it, man. Take care, and we'll be in touch soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Mr. Streck, two-time state champ, NCAA champ. What are you up to these days? Since I haven't, I know you. You still in Oklahoma then?
Yeah, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. I got into medical sales and specialize in like joint replacements. So it's kind of where I'm at right now.
Nice.
So I enjoy it. Good time.
So you're gonna go
surgery
to
a lot.
you gonna go to the Iowa and Oklahoma State match in a
Oh,
few
yeah.
weeks?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Me and my buddies were
You're-
already coordinating it. So, yeah, it'll be
Nice.
fun.
So you're gonna cheer for the referee, right? You're like, great
Yeah.
call.
Oh, yeah. Got a region rat doing it, man. I got to.
Nice.
It might be a questionable call. I'll be like, hey, it's a good call, man. I like that one.
He knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
If he needs a bodyguard, you can probably go help him out. You know.
Yeah, I'll get him out of there. I'll make sure he gets out of Gallagher-Iba. So.
So what's the region mean to you? I guess what's so special about the region?
I mean, it's just a tight knit group, you know. I mean, we all would battle each other, but we were all at the tournament still hanging out, and you know, in off season we're all trying to get better together. And I mean, it's just something like it's a pride thing, you know. Like if you see a region guy at a random tournament, whether it's folk style nationals or somewhere across the country, man, you guys always gravitate towards each other, you know. We battled throughout the season, but like outside of that, like we're all like super close, and I think that's what really like was a difference, you know. It's just great that, you know, I still talk to a lot of guys that I didn't even wrestle on the same high school team with them, you know. So it's just a tight knit community, and you know, we all scrap too. I mean, and that's, you know, it's cool.
Yeah. So any moments you remember from high school, from the region, any big crazy matches or anything that kind of stuck out to you?
You know, I thought about this question for a while, and honestly, one of my favorites watching was, you know, a lot of people don't talk about it much, but the rivalry with it's a tough word, rivalry with Kovac and Steven Lawrence, man. Those were some battles, and you know, semi-state finals, regional finals, Al Smith, state finals, you know, and they went back and forth. You know, they were always good matches. So that was one of my favorite moments to watch Jake Kovac finally get that in the state finals, you know. Yeah. Those were so fun to watch.
Yeah, the Maryville Portage, there's no love lost between those two programs.
And what's crazy is, yeah, dude, the duels were battles, but then like semi-state and state, we were all always connected. We'd hang out in the same locker room. We were all off-season tournaments wrestling together, you know. So it's cool to battle it out, and then you know we're still buddies after the matches. So it was cool.
Nice. So, you know, any guys who did you look up to when you were growing up, wrestling wise? You know, from the region and stuff, and who kind of influenced you?
So a guy that really influenced me, which is crazy because I've never seen him wrestle. I was always too young. I didn't even know what wrestling was when he was in high school. But Dexter Larimore, man, he was like that local legend that like everybody would talk about 10 years after he graduated. And I was like, man, everybody thinks of this guy so highly. Like this is somebody like I really want to be like. And then another guy just watching him, because I was in middle school watching him win state titles, was Jason Tsirtsis, man. He was unbelievable to watch, and you know I would go to the Maryville matches against Crown Point, so I got to see him in person, and I was like, man, that's a guy I want to wrestle like. So those two guys were guys I really looked up to.
Yeah, that's so do you think you could beat Larimore? I know that a couple earlier in the year we had like kind of fantasy matches we'd like to see. And that was one of them.
I think I'd take him. My senior year versus his senior year.
I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah, it'd be a good one. I think that dude was a brute, man. He was a big, strong guy. He's quick too. I think technically I got him a little bit though. But you never know. I mean, this is one of those what if situations, but he was a stud. He was a great wrestler. You know, he's number one in the country his senior year. So I mean, that'd be a great matchup.
Man, Shawn, I'm glad you said that because me and my brother have argued this for years. I said Shawn's the best heavyweight I've seen. Doing the rankings, following Indiana wrestling, and obviously like now Cam's won one, so he's going to try to win 4. But I was like, I don't know if he beat Larimore. And I said, man, like I'm telling you, man, that I always felt like you were like one of the guys. I was like, that guy could win almost any weight, like, and I was so he's a big Larimore guy. I know he's in the chat, but I'm glad you went that way.
Yeah, Mike, I know you're always talking about it. I know it.
Dude,
but,
I want to take you, Shawn, just so you know. I'm on
heck yeah, thank you. I don't know.
I'm going
I think
with
on the
top
feet,
3 toughest guys from Pierce Middle School.
I think on the feet I think I'd get the edge, but on the mat, man, that dude had a nasty cradle, I've heard. So it could go either way, you know.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
That's the only problem.
Hey, he had me by like 10 pounds. Back then it was 275. I weighed in my senior year at state like in the 260s, so he wasn't that much bigger than me.
I know.
That might have been bad weight.
I know we're fucking rivals. Like Joe and I have talked about this before. How about the rivalry with you and Drew Hughes when you guys were seniors trying to win the OW at the Al Smith, trying to get as many
Oh
finals
yeah,
as you can?
yeah. I was so mad. I got a tech fall in the finals, and I was so mad because Drew was pinning everybody. I was like, I know I need to pin this guy to win the Al Smith Outstanding Wrestler, and man, he got me. Drew's tough too, man.
By the way, I think you pinned 7 out of 8, right? Your two
Yes,
year titles.
my last 2 years, yeah, 7 out of 8.
Pretty impressive. 7 out of 8 at the state tournament falls. Whew. I don't know if
I
Dexter
mean,
can handle that.
I wanted that last one though.
And
but
you pinned that
it's
kid.
all-
Actually, you pinned the Lawrence North kid at Al Smith, right?
Yeah, in like
you
20
pinned Paul
seconds,
Hitch.
and then
Was it? Oh, I thought you
yeah.
pinned Paul. Okay. He was one of your wins.
No, I pinned him in the semis at Al Smith in like I think like within 30 seconds or something like that. But that kid was a scrapper too, man. That dude was tough.
Just so you know, Shawn almost killed me after that match when he didn't pin him. He came off the mat, and I tried to tell him, relax, and I got a.
Yeah, I just won a second state title, and I was worried about pinning the guy. I mean,
Yeah, I might have got a little.
hindsight, like
I said, okay.
yeah, looking back, not one of my proudest moments, but you know,
Well,
it was fun.
They always said your work ethic was unmatched. Like they'd always say, like when guys would come in, they're like, "Oh no, Shawn's wrestling you the entire practice. There's no breaks. So you don't get to take breaks. He's going at you for the full 2 hours."
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
partner.
yeah. You know,
your partner. Come on.
The fourth type of stuff from Pierce, right?
Throwing out some. I remember Maldonado would bring in whoever he could to wrestle with me in practice, and he'd bring in some of those guys like
Jake in the chat there. He came out.
Jake Salas. Man, me and Jake Salas would battle when I was younger. Man, he used to have tell you what, he used to have the longest nails ever. Man, I'd leave practice with scratches everywhere, but that dude was tough.
I got to give a shout out to my boy who used to bang with you too, Batista.
Batista, man, Batista's scrappy, dude.
He used to
that dude's like dropped me a couple times, man.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Crazy enough to wrestle with Shawn.
Yeah, and he would come at me, man. He didn't care. He was tough. They'd bring in guys like Joe Wing, and I don't know if you remember those names. Joe Wing, Morrison would come in. All those guys, you know. Maldonado did a great job providing me with partners, and you know, and it was cool because it'd be a lot of those region guys that were, you know, a little bit before me, and kind of get to feel how they used to wrestle. Because you know, it's as wrestling grows, it kind of styles change as you get older, and it's cool getting those older feels. So Maldonado did a great job with that.
Didn't that at the Al Smith when you went for the tech fall in the final? Didn't someone default to you like in the second round or something, so you couldn't get it?
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm just screwed. I'm just gonna tech fall the guy in the finals just because I'm mad.
Yeah,
so I don't want to say who it was because I think I know who it was, but I don't want to be wrong.
That was true. Yeah.
Was it a
no,
Carol
it was not Carol.
Oh,
we wouldn't.
Okay.
No.
we took out the other Streck in the finals with
hit him with the Fat Man roll. I remember that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Man, you even remember your brother's losses.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. It was more nerve-wracking watching my brothers wrestle than it was when I was wrestling.
Sure.
I remember my senior year, my little brother Rudy was wrestling in the ticket round, and Bobby Joe's calling me to the mat. He's like, "Hey man, you're up." I'm wrestling my ticket round match, and I'm not even worried about it because I'm so worried about my brother wrestling, you know. So I was definitely tuned in when he was wrestling.
Nice.
But
Man, we had to get Jake on. I forgot we were trying to get Jake here. Jake represents the 219 with the ink, man.
Oh yeah, he's got to tear down on his arm.
Look at Jason Cook says he's at Batista, the best college 133 heavyweight of all time. Just so you know, he's right. I think he wrestled 33 in college, but he was a heavyweight when he was training with Shawn. When he was wrestling with Shawn.
Oh yeah,
230, 240. And I'm being generous.
Yeah.
I always remember
he was scrappy though, man.
Jake South's like Flow interview the year that Flow came, but they couldn't film the state finals. They were just doing interviews.
Yeah.
And they were talking. He's like 219. What's that? He's like, oh, that's the area code. And he's like, oh, and then like, but that's the representative, man. Like I'm telling you, like that, I thought that was like, I mean, I don't got a 219, but if I was younger, maybe I would.
Hey, I used to see Jake Salas's picture in the Hall of Fame at Maryville, like because it's in our hallways, and I would always see the 219.
Did you
Huh?
see it right next to Ed Pendoski's?
Oh, I didn't see Pendoski on there,
And
man.
Marcadago, I think they're all 3 in a row together.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. They're, I think they're a little farther down than Jake Salas was, man. They got some years on them. Yeah.
Dude, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm online.
I didn't know
Hey,
I was saying
man.
that out loud. I thought I was.
Never mind. You're top 4th best guys at Pierce Middle School.
I'm gonna keep getting lower as we keep this podcast going, man. You're the worst guy at Pierce ever. But, oh yeah, I remember seeing that tattoo on Jake in the Hall of Fame, and I was like, man, that is so cool.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I was like older.
Yeah.
Mama probably wouldn't let you get a tattoo, would she?
Not that one. Not like
not that one.
She
No.
yeah, honestly, she wouldn't let me get any tattoo.
To be honest, I think he was scared. I think if we asked him,
Yeah.
he probably was like, "No, dude, I think that'll hurt." It's like, oh, okay.
Fun fact: I am scared of needles, so yeah, I don't know if I can handle that one.
So when you're back home in the region, what's your food spot? Obviously, you're a heavyweight, so you probably we might have to go another hour.
Yeah, it might be a long session, but honestly, so I don't know if anybody else has said it, but Aurelio's Pizza, that's one of my favorite pizzas. Me and my dad and my brothers, that would be like our Saturday Aurelio's Pizza every time. Beef sandwiches. Oh yeah, extra large pizza, beef sandwiches, fries. Then I really like Sharks too, man. Every time I go home, I got to get Sharks and Aurelio's. That's like the non-negotiable. Portillo's as well. Portillo's is up there too.
Sharks lemon pepper, man. I'm telling you, boy.
Oh yeah, extra crispy.
Don't let
with the mild sauce.
Portillo's story. Heine's, yes. I had some Heine's on my chicken nuggets today just for the region show. So,
Ed, we had one of your guys in here, Shawn. He was talking you up earlier. Shawn McMurray. He's leaving.
Yeah, he can talk.
Hey, McMurray was a stud too, man. He came in the Maryville room a couple times, and I got to roll with him. Obviously, he was a little bit smaller, but man, that dude, he's tough.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us and waiting around. I appreciate it. Former Gorilla. Representing the Gorillas.
Yeah, I think I was second year or first year Gorilla at Scholastic Duel. I can't remember which year it was. And McGill, I think, was coaching too, that team.
Yeah, we had some pretty good teams. We were able to.
Dude, we had a stacked team. It was a good
some pretty good guys. I mean, I know Bam was on the team. I know. Drew Hughes. We got kicked out after about 3 or 4 years. So
yeah,
unfortunately, because
those singlets were a hot commodity too, man. Everybody wanted them.
Yeah. So I appreciate you getting on. Always great representing the region. We're going to talk to Ed a little bit since he did get done with his Coaches Association meeting. And we'll probably go another 2 hours. So have fun in Oklahoma. Make sure you cheer the ref on at the duel in a couple weeks.
Will do. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, Shawn.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
So Ed, what's up? You got how was the Coaches Association meeting? You guys get everything?
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
So what does the region mean to you? I know you. What's kind of what makes it so special? You've been out there for a few years, but it's still in your heart, in your blood.
Yeah, everybody's gonna say it's a special place. I think when you look at, I think it's real close to, what people say New Jersey's like. The industrialization of America in the 20s, with just all the pockets of different ethnicities, and I don't know if this is right to say, but it's just kind of got that mob vibe to it. Everybody's honest. They look you in the face. If somebody's pissed off, they're going to tell you. And like I said, you can get in fights and move on, and it's all good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Give me some memories of the region, coaching against Hawk or coaching with him.
No, that's just a great region thing there, where Billy coached us for a bit, and then he was coaching at Crown Point, and we're wrestling the Dueling Conference, and I don't know what happened, but I was right and Billy was wrong, and Billy was all pissed off. The next match is happening, and Billy comes walking halfway across the mat, then he's standing there screaming at me, and I don't even know what he's talking about, and I see him, he's going, darn you, Eddie. You shouldn't, whatever. And I stand up and I'm like, right. Then I'm like, stop talking. And then the two of us have conversation with each other. My AD comes and kind of gets us away from each other, and he's like, "You gonna fight that guy?" And I'm like, "No, he's one of my best friends." That's just what you do.
That's how we talk in the region. So
right.
Eddie, I had to jump on. I saw your face. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
Let's go.
Yeah. He's right
Any
about
questions
that.
for me, Bill?
I didn't say,
you guys enjoy,
hey, Joe,
each other.
I didn't say darn that. I didn't say darn anything. You know that, right?
It's a kids show.
It's a kids show.
But
They even have any guys
listen,
say
man.
that you're the man.
You are old school region. I wanted to jump on and say that you're old school region, and you're a big part of 219. And I want everybody to know that, like you really are. You really are old school.
No, I think I was lucky of being the right person in the right time. Like I said, I first remember Papa Maldonado driving dudes all over the place when I was in middle school and high school. And then, I come back and there's a room just starts in Portage, and we'd go to East Chicago and train with Kelly. And then everybody come to our room. And then everybody just started coming to our room. And when I talk about that group that we had of middle school guys, that was an insane room. And Joe, I told you this week on the phone, you start naming the guys that were in that room, you'd name them and name them and name them. And then the next day you'd be like, holy poop. I left out Frankie Porras. That guy went 1-1-2 or 2-1-1. You know what I mean? And how do you forget a guy like that in your room? Because there was so many of them, and because Frankie didn't ever talk. He's just super quiet.
He didn't say a word.
But there was just a special time of people all working together, doing the same thing, pulling the boat the right direction.
And I think part of that, like we were saying earlier, is that, and what you're saying, we all train together. So now we're all friends, right? We're all still, so that carries over to that. So when, like we're saying, we go down to the state and everybody's cheering for each other because like, hey, they want to see, well down there. You want to see all these guys with, and that comes from, even though but we're all old and pretty much we don't care about that stuff anymore. It's about, hey, let's see you guys do well, right? Let's see everyone do well. And that's, I think, what's carrying this whole vibe tonight, right? Everyone's loves each other, regardless of
I think our biggest competitors weren't each other. I mean, it was just a bunch of killers trying to get together to make each other better to go beat everybody else.
Yeah.
The region versus the rest of the state. And that's the thing that, the pride that's always, once we got like the message boards and kind of realizing what that pride, that region pride, it's something that if you haven't lived it, it's hard to understand because you still don't have it in any other area in this state. Just that pride that you guys all have with each other, and the region having success. Back at the region rat that it's always talking about the Brinks truck going back to the region, bringing all the medals and stuff, and that kind of stuff. Just that pride is so hard to explain without you seeing it.
So you would have to be really good at moving VHS tapes, but I think some of my favorite moments of ever coaching were the Portage Maryville duels. The Portage Hobart duels were insane. And I was talking to Joe Hansen at Hobart because he was a young kid, and the crowds in those duel meets were nuts. I'd go to the table, and old man Spain from Hobart would stand behind the scorekeeper and go, "Sit your ass down, Eddie. Get your ass out of here." And I'm like, "Spain, get out of this conversation. Go back to row 4." and they all knew wrestling, and they all hated each other, and it was just a great environment. And I was talking to Joe Hansen when I was in Carmel of going, we wanted to get a duel at Hobart, and I was going to bring Carmel up and get Bradbury to bring Hanover Central and get Portage to come over and give like a Hall of Fame, like crazy fan, because there's like 10 of them. And they would all come and proudly go, yeah, they were nut job fans. Those Lowell teams of the late 90s. I mean, the whole town of Lowell would come and yell at Tharp for the whole duel meet. And it was just a great environment.
Uh-oh. We lost them for a second. Oh, they're back. don't know what happened. No, that's
Yeah, we got Sean McMurray back on. He's got Eddie P.
What's up?
Eddie P. Look who's on.
I'm on my phone, man. I
gotta
can't
sit up.
answer a text. Wait, is this?
Don't
Is this
So,
good?
Coach,
Very
Coach,
technical.
I was just telling somebody, I don't know if you remember, I know I admitted this to you maybe 2 years ago, but you and Coach Tharp took me to Greco State when I was 8 or 9. Do you remember this? Maybe 10.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
So we go to Burger King, and you order everybody's meal, and you pass the bag back to me to pass it out, and I'm starving, and I open up a sandwich, and I take a bite of it, and I realize there's stuff on it I don't like, so I wrap that thing right back up, and I put it back. My bad, Joe. And I put that right back in the bag, and I grab my sandwich. Sandwich is up, and then I remember you asking me what happened to the sandwich, and I blamed the Burger King worker. And I remember you and Coach Tharp giving me a hard time, but you never held me accountable for it. And it was probably 15, 20 years before I was able to, like, he knew it, and I was 9.
And he never held you accountable?
He was really gracious. Like, after I got out of the car, it disappeared until I was 25 with this guilt of taking a bite out of a sandwich. I don't know if
Sean, I could name a lot of other things you should take guilt for besides that sandwich.
Stop it. Hey, this is live, right?
Maybe you should take them headphones off.
You have my stuff on. I do want to say, Coach P, though, we were talking a little bit earlier, growing up in Portage with you as a coach there, and what I learned from you, and my dad didn't wrestle, my mom wasn't involved, but they gave you the reins, and the things that I learned from you still to this day are things that are carrying me through and giving me success, and I think making me a better dad, even a better husband. And I don't know if you've realized, Coach P, and I know that was he just inducted to the Hall of Fame, or is he out to be? No.
I think in my mind, he's always a Hall of Famer. But
in my Coach P, you have affected thousands of young men, not only in the Indianapolis area, but in the region. Do you remember, dude, the region elite days with Andrew Howe, Eric Galka, Brendan Cosgrove, Josh Harper?
Yeah, they talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
Watch, he's going to forget Porras. Everybody forgets him.
No. I'd never forget Frankie, Eric Roach. Those are guys that I got to battle with when I was a little kid, when you were dragging me around. But you have thousands of guys here, and I think that carries through. You see all of us doing pretty well. You've given up a lot, and I think sometimes coaches don't get that. You spend 40 with a guy, you send him off, you touch base with him every once in a while. But Coach P, you and Coach Bill are two of the most influential guys that in my life. You're right up there with and my brother. You guys really helped me on the mental side, but also like the whole being a young man trying to figure out the right thing and the wrong thing. And I think that sometimes you guys don't get enough credit for the things that you do for the region. And Coach P, you've been gone, is it 05 or 06?
05. 05.
You've been 20 players now, and everybody's still talking about Coach P up here. So that's just a testament to who you are and what you've done for region wrestling, man. So I want you to know, for me personally, that I love you to death. You've done so much for me, and there's so many more that could probably say this but don't have the platform. So I think I'm saying it for all of us, man. I love you very much, and you mean a bunch to me. And thanks so much for helping me out in my life.
So no, I'm gonna piggyback off this, Joe, because you're gonna talk about region, and if this is what this show's truly all about, I get asked, I'll hire young coaches and talk about, how do you do well? How do you do well? Here's the key to coaching wrestling: love the children, love them. And I don't have to ask Shawn; he knows I loved him. Billy loves the kids he coaches. Right? No, Maldonado loves every single kid that comes through his room. And when you go into the region, there's a loyalty there that is I don't know of many places that are as loyal as Northwest Indiana. And so you come in there and you love on a kid, he's going to love you back and do all those things to do the next thing for you.
I love hearing that. Was there a difference when you went to Indy compared to the region? I mean, this is a region episode. Can we let everybody know that? Is there a difference?
I think there's internet. There's internet in Indianapolis. No, it's different. It's really different.
They don't have Lake either.
Right now, Gary Water's delicious.
I'm telling you right now.
Gary Water's delicious.
That might be different, to be honest with you.
It might be.
You guys should bottle that and sell it at state.
Right.
Guaranteed 3 spots higher on the podium.
Well, we take a cut out of the
lake water.
Yeah, we got to preserve lake water for the data centers coming up here.
Now,
Coach P, I'm proud of you. It's awesome to see you, man.
No, I'm proud of you, Shawn.
Oh,
no, that's really cool. I mean, like you said, I mean, how different is it from? I mean, you did go from the region to Indy, and Indy has some great wrestling, and there's no question. But how different was it? Because we're not. I mean, I guarantee when we get to a whatever the Indy area 317 episode, you're not going to have the same feel that this is. There's just something different in the region, and obviously we still have a bunch of people watching and just the comments. So what is different about, how different is it?
It's definitely different, and I'll use an example. I said this the other week because I'm helping coach out at Warren Central a little bit this year, and I'm in the office with Chico Adams, who's just a great human. And, I just said, hey, thanks for letting me be around. And Chico said something. And I said, it's kind of hard because, I can't be myself here. And Chico's like, yeah, you can. You can. I'm like, Chico, I don't think I can because I speak region. And you go, arr, arr, arr. And then, and I give an example of something that I'd want to say one day. He's like, yeah, you can't say that to me. I'm just like, okay, it's different. But I got asked all the time when I went to Carmel, and it really started at CIA. Coming up from in Portage, and just all those kids that came to work out with us, and it's okay. Shoot a single. Nope, that's not it. Do it better. Nope, that's not it. Do it harder. Do it harder. And Sean McMurray would kill himself to do it harder. And then you come down here, and you go, hey, do it harder. And it's a different reaction. And so it took me a while. It was about a year into CIA where I had to go, wait a minute, this is a different game. You got to teach the sport different because it's a different person. And I think I would be an awful coach if you just went, do it harder, do it harder, do it harder with a kid that can't do it that hard. And so now you got to start teaching more wrestling, and you got to start doing those types of things. And so as we're loving on the region, I will defend Carmel because I like those guys. And those guys, they're not mean. Carmel's poked in the eye, and he goes, hey, that guy poked me in the eye. He's not supposed to do that. Where, you go, Sean McMurray got poked in the eye. He's going to try to take your head off for poking him in the eye. And so, you got to look at that situation. You got to treat it different. You got to go, okay, this guy ain't going to kill him. I said to a guy on Carmel's team once, we're going to snap a guy. We want to take his soul. Elkins used to say that all the time. I took his soul. I took his soul. And I said to a kid in Carmel, okay, you got to keep turning him. And if he starts to slow down, take his soul. And the kid looked at me like I asked him to stab his grandma. And I'm like, I don't really need you to take his soul. He can still go to heaven. I'm saying, it's just a phrase.
Is the difference the blue collar aspect of it? Is it, you got dads that say, well, if you're not going to smack him, I'm going to. Or do you think it's just the culture? What's the difference?
So there was a great article written by Ray Brinzer when he went from Oklahoma State to Iowa, and he wrote about it. And this was when Iowa was really hardcore Iowa, and Okie State was hardcore Oklahoma State John Smith. And he said it the best of, comparing those two programs was, if you put two kids in the middle of a city they've never been in, and they said, run out of the city as fast as you can. Ready, go. And the Iowa guy would just get up and run. And if he wouldn't get out of the city, he'd run harder. Where the Okie State guy's going to stop and look at a map. Okay, wait, this isn't getting here. Look at a map. Okay, I'm going to stop and look at a map. And so is one right or one wrong? Depends which one. I think as a coach in high school, you got to coach your kids. You got to coach your kids. You got to meet them.
I think that you folks don't talk about this aspect of coaching. Is like you have Kurt Signetti right now at IU, and everyone wants to emulate their coaching style and kind of just repeat what they're doing to try to make themselves successful. But I think what you've done is you've found the things that you're very good at, and you have capitalized on that by surrounding yourself with good people. And I think that folks can kind of learn a lesson from that. Is everyone wants to be Bill Belichick or Kurt Signetti right now, but they're living with their own qualities and living with their own prospects. And I think that coaches like you have found that space like Kurt has, where whether you're in Indianapolis at Carmel, a very well-to-do community, or you're up in Northwest Indiana at Portage, which is a very diverse, I'd say, community, South Haven folks. Sometimes guys try to emulate folks, and I think that you found yourself not emulating people, and I find it really impressive. And I also try to emulate that in my own lifestyle, where I try to pick things away from everybody I meet, qualities that I think are valuable, and then I try to live on those. I think that I learned that, honestly, Coach P, from you.
And I think the part that's a massive deal, I mean, you look at all the coaches that were here today. I've watched Alex Tsirtsis coach, and he loves his kids. He don't want kids to win wrestling for him. He loves the children. And like I said, Maldonado, watch him. You watch Dave coach his kids, and Dave wants to win. He's competitive, but Dave Maldonado loves every one of those kids, and those kids love him. And so I think that is a really good part of what Northwest Indiana has. And I think that part of the love and the loyalty and the hatred, I mean, even the guys you hated, you still loved them. You still respected them. And so I think those are the things that really made Northwest Indiana special.
Yeah, I think they are frozen. Hopefully they get back on. Nah, you're exactly right. And it's so hard. Like I've said it multiple times, it's so hard to understand without being there and seeing all of the region and stuff. They just got kicked. They got kicked off for a second. Hopefully they'll be back on. So what kind of rivalries and stuff do you remember from your days up there?
Yeah, I saw you asking that question to other people, and I was thinking about what I'd say. And I think a really good rivalry that nobody outside of Portage really understands was Bradbury Ramos, where they wrestled in the state finals, but I don't think anybody knows they wrestled 13 times. And in those 13 times, I think I'd have to ask Mundell because he was the stat guy for us, but I think Bradbury was beating him in the third period, 6 of them.
Jeez.
And every time we wrestled him, we thought we'd beat him. And then they wrestled in the state finals, and we thought this one for sure we're going to beat him. This is the 13th time. Here we go. And we had a 4-point lead in the third, and we got beat again. And so that was a really good rivalry over time.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, just like there's so many of those rivalries that have come through the through the region, and then
right.
You see them wrestle. They wrestled this sectional, regional, semi-state,
state,
and it's one of those. It's just crazy the number of the wrestlers and just the pride in that. So
no, and then we had it really good at Portage because it's far enough away I can say this. I'm not going to piss anybody off that bad. Basketball at Portage sucked. And so, we didn't have to really compete with that. And the wrestle program was having a bunch of success. And I believe the last 3, 4, 5 years, I think our average attendance was over 1,200. I mean, it was a thing to come watch dual meets. And because of that, it was just a great place to be around wrestling, and it helped everybody. And then, like I said, you go in those years, that year Lowell was that they won the individual state tournament that year. The dual meet with us in the team regional, the Hobart Portage duels, there were about 3 or 4 years that were they were insane dual meets. We wrestled Hobart, they beat us in the regional, and
sorry, Bill stepped on the cord.
Nice.
Eddie,
but ask Mike.
Eddie, you wouldn't believe that.
Hang on, Mike.
Yeah.
How about the Hobart Portage year? I believe it was 2002, where we went 7-7 matches, and I think it was like 9 of the matches were decided in the last minute, and Hobart beats us. And that's the year that Hobart beat Mater Dei.
Are you talking about 99? Where
was it 99? Yeah.
where you guys had won in '98. We wrestled you guys at the team semi-state, and then the next year, Hobart beat you guys at the regional. That was the Mike Chandler and Ryan Story. Yeah, those were really good duels. Those were like fist fights, man.
Yeah. And then the Griffith Portage duel was insane.
Yeah. Man. When you had like Hasseltine and those guys coming through, and Alex and all those guys those were monster matches. Those early
they were
2000s,
so much fun.
Like those 04, 05 Portage teams that you had were so good. Mike Lakuta,
when Griffith beat us, we were so pissed off until we got home and looked at the lineup for us versus Mater Dei, and they might have shut us out.
Well, you guys was you still at Portage the year that Portage beat Mater Dei, but you guys ended up losing, or was that right after you left?
Yeah, I was still there, jerk.
Yeah. Thanks
for bringing that up.
Well, no, I think that like what people lose sight of is you were like one of the original academies that these guys were going to.
We talked.
Yeah, so like I think that people don't understand like and I know Watkins was here. Like you were a godfather of like Indiana wrestling in Northwest Indiana or the region. So then you took it all to Indy, and now you left us behind.
No, I don't know about that. No, I remember that group that we had. We called ourselves Region Elite. And it was, we didn't know at the time. We just thought it was just a good area kids wrestling. And, those guys came up. I think that was one of the first rooms Stevan Micic was in. He was like the 5-year-old over in the corner. And
they still talk about it, Eddie.
Man.
No, it was a super good time. And I remember then when Cosgrove was a freshman in the semi-state, he just thumped Walters, the Portage kid, just thumped Walters. And I remember somebody in his family's like, that's wrong. You're training this kid. You're training this kid. And I'll never forget, God bless Larry Tharp. He jumped right on him. Your son went fishing all summer long. Yeah, you chose to go fishing. This kid went and trained. And that's how we truly felt. Just come work out with us. And our biggest competitor isn't each other. We can use each other to go get better. And man, what a great room that was.
Man, and I think that people like I remember getting in the lineup at Calumet and Watkins telling us like, because he'd always be like, hey, these guys are tough. You're going to be tougher. You're going to be meaner than these guys. And I think we wrestled you guys at the Trikoff that year. And he was like, they're going to be really tough. They're going to be really mean. It's going to be a fist fight. Like they're going to run you out of bounds. You run them out of bounds when you can. And that's what it was. And it was like technical and it was mean. And that was like Portage wrestling in the early 2000s, late 90s was like region wrestling to me. Like that was the style that was like, hey, we're going to, if you're not wrestling that way, you're going to get hurt. And you'd see, like, I know Watkins talked about, you have teams come up to the Trikoff and grab those guys. And I remember one time Vince had told me, I was already out of school and a team came up and they were like, they were acting tough and running guys out of bounds. And he's like, they're about to lose to Portage. And I'm like, yeah, you think so? I said, they're really good. He's like, no. He's like, those guys are acting tough. He's like, those guys are tough. He said, and that's a difference. And I always remember that kind of stuck with me.
Well, I don't know if that was a Indiana Matt Day or it was still the Coaches Association website, but that was one of my greatest posts I ever read was when their team got off 80-94 onto Burr Street. They should have known that they weren't in Indianapolis anymore. The day got long.
One of my like favorite teammates ever. He like taught me like how to wrestle. Essentially, I grew up in Illinois. We did not wrestle in Illinois. Thurman Stone, guy was coming from. It was Eric McGill's roommate, Warner Phipps. He was a Nebraska like champ. Wrestled at Cornell, and he got off on Broadway to go to Portage. And he's going down Ridge Road, or he got off on Grant and was going to Portage. He got off, and he was going to. And he's like, man, it's burnt down building. Dude, walk around at 2 a.m. And Thurman said, hey, I'm going to stop you right there. Some people call that home.
Exactly.
And you hit it on the nose a little bit earlier. And you guys would run those RTCs, and it was like $2 to get in on a Wednesday. And it would just be, dude, and not that it would just be brawls. Like, you'd have to go in there and like literally like fight for your life.
Yep. It would be like, Eddie, am I wrong? Just throw what you could in a cup. You know what I mean? We're just trying to help coaches to help these kids.
Yeah. No, everybody was welcome. Like, telling old war stories. When we first started doing that, Billy Maldonado would come into the room, and he was a sophomore, maybe a junior, and he'd like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, wrestle the toughest guy here till he leaves.
Yeah.
And every day he would come in the room, who's the toughest guy here? And he'd point him out, and he'd go wrestle that guy until they all left, and he'd never leave last.
And they would do this thing sometimes, and it wasn't every time, where everyone would just sit around. They'd be like, hey, we're going to call guys out and go to the middle and wrestle. First takedown.
Yep.
And you would just see like some of the best matches is these brawls. And it's just like, looking back, like that's what made Region that foundation of, and it was tough before that. I talked to Watkins. I think like you coming back, and I always look at the transition, right? Like you came back from a Division I room and was training guys, like obviously guys like Bill were coming back. Guys that were Division I wrestlers started training guys like Division I wrestlers, David Maldonado. And then it just increased from there. There was All-Americans coming back, Alex coming back, and just increasing and now it's like guys that are like world medalists coming back and training guys. And that's how we grew, like the area grew. And I'm not like a guy that's like, you get those old timers are like, oh, when I was a kid, it was tough. And dude, it's not. Like Jesse Mendez would have killed me. He would have killed anybody in that time frame. And you know, I just don't look at it like that. Like the wrestling in the areas evolved so much. And there's some areas that are down. Like I would like to see like some of the areas come back up. We talked about it last week, but the Portages, the Crown Points, the Hanovers, you're just going to go out there and it's just going to be a fight. Like you're going to, if you come up to the Trikoff that second week and you're not in shape, they're going to find out. You're going to like find out real quick that it's different style.
Yep. Right. No, and I think Joe explained it to somebody that's not from there. We would run that group on Wednesdays that everybody would come in and they were killers. And I feel like I'm making fun of Frankie Porras because everybody forgets the guy that went 1-1-2.
Yeah.
No, but then, you know, somebody would come in that's supposed to be pretty good, or, you know, some guy who placed in the state last year. And then the next day, everybody would make fun of him. Like, that guy, did you see that guy warm up? That guy was lazy. You know, that guy did, you know, I mean, they all take pride in work. You know, I've been to the region workouts and those guys, they just take pride in work. Yeah. Anybody ever watch Jason Tsirtsis work?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's their goal is to work.
Hey, Eddie, I'm going to tell you, this is, you know, I haven't said a whole lot, but I will speak up for you. I think you're a pioneer for what is today, to be honest with you. All right. This is a 219 episode, but in the end, I'm going to give you some credit, not because I love you and you're my brother, but in the end, you know, academies became a reality soon after all that regional elite type of stuff. You know, David Maldonado did a heck of a job. Scott Flink did a heck of a job. So many people around the, you know, the Hobart program was just top notch. But in the end, wrestling's evolved. So this is a 219 episode. But in reality, you kind of were a pioneer for what is today. And whether you like it or you don't like it, and people have opinions, and you got the Contenders, and they're doing a great job. You got
sponsor of the show, so we're not talking bad about that. I like those guys too.
I just said great. I said they're doing a great job. I said you got the Vega Wrestling Days, you got the CIA North Days, even when you were down in Indy. You got Mauer Coughlin, you got the Outlaws and the Baileys. They're killing it. So I mean. Really, and I'm missing some people. I'm missing some clubs, but Fort Wayne, you know, the Fort,
Red Cobra, so
Red
many.
Cobra, you know, and so there's just so many, and I think you kind of might have been a pioneer, and you just, you know, you didn't know you're going to be, but you were, you know. That's just the way it is.
I always say I'm the luckiest guy anybody's ever met, and the only thing I ever did smart was listen to my mentors. I had some great mentors when I was young. And I'm so glad I listened to them, or they just beat the hell out of me until I did what they told me to. But no, I've been the luckiest guy ever, the people I got to be surrounded by.
I'm just saying, you're kind of a pioneer for it all, and wrestling's evolved, and, you know, everywhere. And the credit to the state of Indiana. Yeah. And I think everybody here agrees. This is a 219 episode, but man, the state in a whole, we are, you know, I'm just so happy to be a part of it, and just so impressed with the kids and the success they're having, even at the highest of levels. And currently,
219 is still home to me. Yeah, you know, when I come home for the Portage golf outing, I just get out of the car and I see some guy with his golf clubs and cut off jean shorts and a Bush Light tank top, and he dropped 4 F-bombs, you know, out of 8 words, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm at home."
It took us 3 hours to get the true essence of the region out of them.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, it took us 3 hours to get actually the best line of the day.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That defines the region.
You know, and yeah, I think that like this was a really cool, and I was kind of talking to some people around here, just kind of floating around. There was a great crowd here tonight on a Monday. And I just think like the response we got from the people that we reached out to, that they were able to say, hey, like, we're going to do it. Right. And like, I reached out to you, I was like, hey, get a location. Bill lined this up for us. So I appreciate Frickies for hosting us tonight. I appreciate Dan Bedoy and Eric Newell, like getting over here and getting this working for us, because man, I was lost, boys.
Ryan Packowitz, the new owner of Frickies. Just good people over here.
Thank you, Bill, for getting numbers and contacting people. I did not expect this kind of turnout, and people just like yes, and then there's some people that I'm like, man, I wish we could line up 10, 15 more without even blinking.
They're loyal people.
It took Jesse till like 9 o'clock last night because he wrestled the entire weekend, and I'm like, no, dude, you got to get on.
And I'm not like trashing anyone out. Like obviously, I've become a bigger fan of the state of Indiana. When I was a kid, it was all region, and if we went down to state and I saw, Eric Keith lose on Friday night, I was shocked because that dude couldn't lose. Like that dude was a monster. He'd kill me. He'd take me down at will.
Darren Elkins.
You see those guys lose, and you're like, dude, there's no way. But now I'm like, obviously, I see the bigger picture. But the response of every 4-timer and 3-timer that was like 100% I'm on. 2-timers jumping on, like that they were just like, yeah, done. What time do you want me there? Yep. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And I don't know if any other part of the state has that. Maybe they do. Maybe a modern day could run a show similar. But this was a really cool. Just everyone like 100% on board for the love of the region.
Yep. Yeah, that's the key. I mean, modern day it'd be a modern day only show, but and I even asked you, I go, how long would we have to go back to get 38 state titles from Fort Wayne?
Yeah, I said I always heard Delta was good back in the day.
They were all right.
No, they were really good back. Like
they were really good. They were really good.
They kept Kite from winning the title.
The Ginter family.
Yeah.
One wrestled, I think, at Arizona State.
Yeah. And I know like there were some other areas that we weren't able to get. Like we were talking about Hobart, and Hobart's incredibly good. Their region through and through. Like you wrestle a Bricky back in the day, like you were saying, like late 90s, early 2000s. Right now, you're going to be in for a fight, right? And we're just trying to get those guys. And Frankie, we probably could have maybe got Frankie. Frankie was really good. And I told Joe I really wanted to like talk about one of the guys I really liked. That was a region guy. He passed away this year. Brendan Black, super young, great kid. I really liked him. I watched watching him, and he was a region guy. That guy wrestled region. To me, like when I watched him, I was like, man, that's
tough as nails.
And I thought that was amazing. So shout out to him.
Great
I know
family.
he has little girls. And just, that was one that like hit home, and it really hurt. And I thought that for me, that would have been my Hobart representative.
Yeah. Former Gorilla, joined the Gorilla teams. So
yeah.
No, the region, it's different. It is 1000% different. I'm glad it's episode 219 and not like 789.
Man, I walked away from the state final, and maybe you guys feel different. Obviously, Ed, you're a region guy. I don't care if you wore Carmel Blue or you're at Warren Central. Warren, obviously, I think that's a good fit. And Bill, PA first region. Mikey Ortega last year, I walked away from the state final. That's region right there.
That's
Mikey
region.
Ortega. That was
region.
When I watched that dude and he's out there, he's gushing blood. He's just going a million miles an hour. And I'm like, if you had to bottle up and say, hey, what's region wrestling? I'd be like, that is it right there.
Right.
Like, can't see. They're walking them off the stand. And I was like, didn't win. And like, no one remembers that. But to me, like, that's region wrestling. All go, like blood and guts, like gonna fight you to the last thing. Like, didn't have a medal going into there. Like, was like, hey, like, yeah, I'm here for the show, guys. Let's do this.
Yep. I'm going to go get in a fight.
Yep,
And
that is.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're done. Like, you're gonna fight, and then you're gonna know you're in a match afterwards. So I thought that was really cool.
So Eddie, you're not gonna tell the fat man in the little suit story before we end this thing?
Oh yeah, Billy's best man at my wedding. Right? This is awesome. Hey Billy, you be best man at my wedding? I'm doing it. I'm gonna get on a treadmill. I'm gonna lose some weight. I'm gonna look good. So Billy loses 30 pounds in like 3.5 weeks in a month, gets measured for a suit, and then gains 40.
I couldn't even button a top button.
Right. Like his weigh-in was just to get measured for the tuxedo, and then he just ballooned back up. He was fat guy in a little coat. Right, fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, jeez. So, any, we're going on 3 hours. Awesome, just awesome night. Bill, Hawk, whatever you want to be called.
Hawk only, right?
Yeah, I do. My pizza's JJ's stuffed chunk sausage and mushroom.
Pretty good.
Pizza.
JJ's good.
JJ's is good. That might be my favorite. Nick Triana, Lena Triana, you got me on that.
It's good pizza.
Shawn
There's
Tube.
not a lack of good food.
Someone mentioned Shawn Tube in a message to me today, and I'm like, oh man, if I knew, I had looked him up on Facebook, and I was like, man, that'd be a good one.
What is he doing now? That guy.
I think based on Facebook, I think he's in Philadelphia or something, but I have no clue past that. So someone just mentioned him, and that's one of those. I just want to hear about that match with Cale Sanderson at the Midlands, because he was leading like through at least one period, possibly two. So he almost gave Sanderson
he was tough.
He
was real tough.
could ride a guy.
He was part of the last team that won that Crown Point sectional that wasn't Crown Point, right? Lowell was the last one to win it.
Yep.
2000 team was good too.
Yep.
Bobby Howard, Marcus Shawn Tube, Jacob Beck.
That was the Portage Lowell duel, was insane.
Yeah. And those guys came out to scrap too. Chris Kimbrell, he was tough, man. He's still tough.
They were tough.
Hey, Eddie, Bradbury, whatever you do with that guy, he's tough.
Dude.
Isn't he the man?
He's tough.
He's tough. Underrated. I think that people don't understand how good he is as a coach, and as good as a dude and as good as a wrestler.
You talk about
he's a great human.
That guy.
They're great human.
Great human, good tough nosed guy. He talks highly of you. Obviously, you know that.
No, I love him. I love him.
And I enjoy working with him. Believe me, I was pleasantly surprised. Not really. I wasn't surprised. I knew where he came from. It's been a pleasure. Andrew Bradbury's done a heck of a job. So
he's my guy.
Not just because I'm at HC, but he's built that last 5 years. It's been fun. It's been fun. He's a great guy, and he's one of your guys.
Yeah. The coaching trees are crazy, man. Because who was Tom Cameron was your head coach, and he had a bunch of guys, and then trickle down from there. You've had some guys turn around and coach, and so it's really cool.
Yeah.
Was Leroy here?
Yeah,
he was on, but he wasn't.
He was on earlier when we couldn't get nothing working.
My man, Coach Slagle.
I wanted him. I wanted to be out with him.
Calumet did beat Lowell twice that year. So
did?
Yeah.
Calumet took care of business. Calumet, when we grew up, Calumet. I mean.
No, that team was really tough. I can't use the phrase Watkins used after you beat him because that's inappropriate.
Yeah, you should hear it. Someone asked me when they were going to do a show for him because he just retired. They were like, "Hey, will you come on and tell some Watkins stories?" I would love to.
I could tell 2 hours of Watkins stories. I do it all the time.
A lot of them, like, I tell him he the classroom.
No,
man, he's a different dude.
So
he would find you motivated.
Joe, here's one of my favorite Watkins quote. You know, the Calumet Regional, and then in the other 3 regionals at 160. Had one regional had the number 1 ranked guy, another one had the number 2 ranked guy, and another one had the number 3 ranked guy in the state, all in the other regional. And they had a dude was trashing some dude in the finals and gets headlocked and pinned. And he gets up all pissed off and walks the other way. And Watkins throws out, "Hey, son, good job. No chance of being the shitty regional champion. That one was supposed to be you." No chance of drawing into the bad guy.
Yep.
You were supposed to be the bad guy.
He's had some. He was a go forward no matter what. He would tell
Oh, man.
guys. He would tell guys, "You're stalling. Hey, go forward. You're stalling now." And it's in the room. He's built different, man. And he would find ways to motivate you. I didn't grow up in the area, and then when I got to high school, I didn't like Griffith for a long time. I didn't like Munster for a long time. He would, and you're not far off. And the Calumet's a tough area, but he would make it feel like those guys were in Carmel and we were like in the dumps. And you just I don't know. He'd make it different, man. You want to go out there and fight those guys.
But did anybody love you more than Watkins?
Huh?
Did anybody love you more than Coach Watkins?
No, maybe my mom and dad, and my brother. One of my brothers at least. But like, no, he was a guy that he showed up here tonight, man. I'm so happy. I was at when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame. I told him on air, and he's the reason that I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of guys on here, like it was just okay. Yeah. For the sport came straight from him because he loves the sport as much as anybody, if not more. And dude, he's an amazing guy, and he did a lot for the region. I would love at the Trikoff when there would get too many guys on the floor, he would just literally go to the mic and say, "I'm going to stop this tournament if you guys don't get off." And the mic wouldn't work. Sometimes he would just yell, and everyone would just stop. Dude, he's awesome. He's a humble guy. He would let people come in that like. He's a non-ego guy. If Eddie came in, he'd say, "Hey, show whatever you want."
Yep.
Somebody said, "Stop calling it Calumet
Black Oak
and call it Black Oak."
Black Oak's man, Black Oak's a different area, man. That's where the after show's at. We're going to go see my guy Artie, DJ Artie.
Artie's spinning up.
Troy Hahn told me he's going to be staying in the region for a little bit. He said he wants to go to Tavern in the Oaks. I said, "You might not want to go there, man. You say that, but that's a tough area."
Yeah. So
you want?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Bobby Joe said we need to do a state show too.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We need to plan.
There we go.
We need to plan the reunion.
Dude, we're
state
doing
finals weekend.
We did it last year. We had about 60 people live. It was really good.
Ed, are you in?
Yeah, we did one right after Friday night.
TJ's going to have him a little Black Oak baby too, man. Congrats.
Friday night.
Damn.
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night after the first round, there's what is it? Oh, geez, I had it to the right. Yeah, we had a show, a live show. It was pretty good. It'll be nice little place.
Was it in that? It was in that.
No, it's a
Hangar.
bar. It's like 2 blocks. It's called the Hangar. They got food there.
I was thinking of Evansville when you had it in that area.
Yeah. So it's Friday night. Since first round gets done at a decent time, we can go get set up and talk about the first round and analyze that and have
219. That's where we'll be.
Yeah. We're gonna have 219.2.
Yes. Yes.
That's what someone said tonight. They said like, "Oh man, what if it shows up and gets rowdy?" I said, "This would be the worst place for you to come and get stupid."
Well, yeah. Well, people, they might not believe us how many of us there are.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be there.
Just Maldonados.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna close it down to Tiki Bobby Joe's or what?
Bobby Joe's. Let's do it. Where's Trammell at?
Yeah.
Ed don't know about those days. He was sleeping.
He was out there coaching Saturday morning. He had to be there up early.
I may or may not have to get up early too.
Oh, geez.
South Haven too, man. South Haven's one of them spots, man. You grab a kid from South Haven, they're pretty tough too. East Chicago kids. East Chicago was cold back in the day, man. That was one that we got hyped for.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else we want to go over? We're running on 3 hours.
Yeah.
If you are on this late, we were going to actually really talk regional and sectional stuff Wednesday. So definitely thank all the guests that came on.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, it went way smoother than I anticipated, other than Mike's technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but
so
we were able to get it going. And
like again, shout out to Eric Newell and Dan Bedoy, man. They got over here, got this working for me. If not, I would just been trying to do it from my phone.
Yeah,
we improvise.
No,
So-
that's awesome. Thank you, Ed, for coming on. last second and wasn't sure if you got, and all of a sudden I saw you popped on. So
that's awesome. Thank you, Joe. Thanks, Mike.
I voted for you, just so you know, to be on, Ed. You
Yep.
could ask
Yeah,
Mike.
I would like Bobby Joe to leave.
All right, I'll see you later. Just don't tell him about my golf game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now this was absolutely awesome. Yeah, so thank you guys, everyone.
Thanks,
for
Joe.
joining.
Yep.
Mike, I'll talk to you later. So
Yep.
you don't need to stay on. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys Wednesday in a more normal location. So
Yeah.
thanks again, guys.
Less technical.